Hello, good evening. Welcome to America's Third Party and Freedom Friday. I'm David Sponheim, running for president in 2016. I'm asking people to write my name in this upcoming election because I think that the country needs somebody honest and decent who doesn't have a history of screwing people
I don't
over.
take these comments personally because it
But
seems
we've got a
as if
president
this
who
is
doesn't stand up.
a phrase he's used repeatedly, including directed at the Pope and others. And so I think it seems to be just a habit, a way of speaking for him.
Okay.
Flights in and out of London City Airport were either delayed or canceled Tuesday after police say black...
Yeah. Philippine President Duterte has called out and said that he didn't say those words about Barack Obama. He's denying it now. I'm not really sure what to say, but it was a little dumb. I agree. We've got a little problem because Barack Obama has not gotten to the facts on this one. But it's interesting to know that if you have a situation where a world leader threatens you or calls you name or says that your mother is a whore, it shouldn't be an event to get personal on. So I think in this particular case, Obama is responding actually quite well. I don't know. I mean, I had to rethink this. The other day I was saying we should respond aggressively to such an act. And I thought, this is ridiculous. I was wrong. And I want to correct that statement I made the other day. I don't think it's the time to start wars over petty comments about people saying somebody's mother was a whore. And if President Duterte says it's not a problem and he didn't mean it, we can continue working with a country that we've worked with for years. I'm not going to the Philippines. But I don't want to have a bad relationship with a country we worked so closely with to defeat the Japanese. So I want to correct myself from the other night. I'm sure she does. I'm not wearing a wig. This is my real hair. You can't pull on wigs, and they'd lift up if it was some sort of a wig. Hello, welcome. You're drinking Kahlua and you're going to vote for me? Or you're from Hawaii? I want to just talk. Well, Duterte said that Barack Obama's mother was a whore. He said he was the son of a whore. Now, I don't know if Duterte said that. I wasn't there, okay? This isn't a wig, man. This is my hair. I mean, how nice can hair get? Let's take a look at the news real quick. Freedom Friday is going to be dealing with some brutality issues. I'm the guy who wants to run against police brutality. I'm going to put together sensitivity training courses for all the police so that they will stop being violent to the individuals and to violating our freedoms. A shoot to maim policy will be put into place in any city that takes federal dollars. And any city that does not fire a cop who's got 2 alleged cases of brutality against him, 1 can be pending. But anyone who has 1 case that's been ruled by a grand jury of brutality has to be taken off the force. 1 for 10 on trolling. Leaked memo, George Soros' foundation seeking to expand U.S. online voting. So they're purposely trying to rig the votes. Now, I've asked people, do you trust your vote? Will your vote for Donald or for Hillary be counted? And we've seen so many errors in the Diebold voting system that we know that the votes are completely rigged. The only way your vote's going to be counted is if you write my name in, because I'm getting the most votes. They're going to be coming in as a write-in candidate. I'll beat Mickey Mouse this year. But you got to understand, our country is in deep doo-doo when people like George Soros want to rig the whole voting process. Now, he knows he wants to expand online voting because, frankly, he knows it's riggable. I had a little discussion, symposium I led down in Silicon Valley back in 2010 on online voting. It was the Green Energy Conference down there at the Google campus. And I was actually very, very forthright about the idea of online voting when I started. And the more I got input, the more I realized it's completely hackable. And the more I realized that we can't trust online voting. We still have to go to paper trails. And writing my name in is that paper trail. George Soros' Open Society Foundation is seeking to expand the use of electronic and online voting systems nationwide. Wow. This is all coming out of a 67-page hacked file detailing the September 29th to the 30th, 2014 Open Society U.S. Programs Board. Wow. So they're really figuring out what he's doing. And it's scary that hackers could impact the U.S. election. So when the Department of Homeland Security said that they're going to take over operations, that wasn't a good feeling for me. I'm still not confident that the Diebold voting system won't be hacked into. So yeah, we've got a problem, and we need to address it. Now, the U.S.-Russia deal on ceasefire in Syria has been struck. But this is a deal that's been going on and on and on, and Russia's coming to it with a different angle. They believe that Bashar al-Assad should stay. John Kerry keeps asking for a new regime change, yet they struck a deal, which is a very interesting precipice for our country to allow. Our nation is pushing so close on the former Soviet bloc country of Syria that it is not even funny. It's sad. And we need to make a complete realignment of our position there. It's only leading to potential war. And I'm amazed Hillary and Donald haven't discussed that. I like the interaction we're getting here. Thanks, Jar Jar. What do you have there? Yeah, that's kind of a useless ping. Well, whoever's going to vote for me, they're doing it privately. It's like a personal thing. They take their vote seriously. They know that it's going to be lost in a Hillary-Donald vote. It's becoming ridiculous how disconnected the two parties are from the average person. Yeah. I like Ticking. He's good. You're right. MJS 2013 said America needs to keep their noses out of everyone's effing business. Mind Body is here. I cannot take your money, though. Sorry. I don't take Zionist money. I don't take AIPAC money. Yeah. Yeah, what is it? You've been hearing all about Harambe. And you're asking the big questions. It's the gorilla that was killed. And some people have made it a big deal because he was a big gorilla. And some people, this little 6-year-old apparently was jumping out of his cage into the animal's cage. And this animal was trying to protect it. He went up, oh, and then boom, 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 shot, dead. Hey, the apple crisp turned out great, by the way. You see the comparison between me and Harambe? It was an apple crisp. Different species entirely, but I'm not going to say this is racist in any way. Let's have a good conversation, shall we? I want to talk about America and the future of American politics. Sorry. You notice how none of you called me a racist for doing that? Isn't it amazing how a white man puts a gorilla over his head and that nobody says anything? I'm glad you didn't, because I'm not a racist. Isn't that amazing? No, you're calling me a racist. That you yourself are a racist for calling me a racist. Racist. But I protect your right to call me a racist, you racist. Everyone's been trying to figure out who I look like. I look like Harambe. You're an overt racist. There you go. Using your right to be a racist openly. All right. Well, I didn't really want to go to the Harambe thing, but I'm glad I clarified that problem for you. Clinton national security experts are chilled by Trump. Okay? Yeah, people are becoming very weary in the Republican Party. There's a backlash that are willing to even vote for Clinton. There are people that are saying Trump is too out of control. He's untethered. And I think, the mere fact that he's stealing my ideas is in one sense kind of flattering. Thank you for that. But it's sick, too, and it shows a real lack of character and ethics. And more importantly, I'm chilled by Trump, too. his lack of respect for the Constitution. And I'm not a Hillary supporter. I think she's a liar. So I'm extremely upset that our country could turn against Muslims who are simply engaging in simple religious activities under a presidential campaign just littered with racism, like Trump's. I'd rather just listen to music tonight, so I'm going to play some music for you. The least I can do. Facts? We know she's a liar. She lied about having classified documents. 110 of them. And now she's claiming she didn't know what was classified, what wasn't. And now she's claiming the markings weren't proper. And she's blaming the system. Getting rid of 5 months' worth of emails related to an important event like the bombing or attack of an embassy is, in and of itself, a felony. She also needs to address the public disclosure document issue, where she released the documents when they were in fact classified at times. So she released the code, the answer code, to classified documents. That's another felony espionage charge. Furthermore, she's a actual risk, a national security risk, because if some of those emails, which are lost still, were incriminating, they could be used against her by unscrupulous world leaders or maybe underground crime syndicate people, and they could control the future of our country using that material. In both cases, Trump and Hillary, they've got too much at risk. They're both greedy. That means they can be bought. And they're both incredibly standing on an incredible pile of potential damage that could be used against them. All right, I think I did my routine against Hillary there, and Donald at the same time. So let's start up by looking at the issue of Donald Trump and Hitler. Now, Ivana Trump announced that Donald Trump, when they were married, read Hitler's speeches next to his bed every night. We can't take Canadians' money if he's from Canada. Only U.S. citizens can donate, and not a lot of people donate because we don't have a lot of money out there. Now, Megyn Kelly doesn't turn me on, and isn't she involved with someone? Plus, I would never cheat on Sarah. Any other questions? David is being investigated? I've never taken APAC funds. That's a lie. They can go to fec.gov and find that out. Okay, let's take a look here. And by the way, my collars are clean. Let's take a look here and read every one of these things. He used racism to rise to power, just like Donald Trump did. I'm very loyal to Sarah. I'm a one person, monogamous kind of person. Everything else is confusing. Music, I know. I put that bug in your mind. Thank you. Okay, let's play a little music and kind of relax a little bit. It's Friday night. You worked all week, or maybe you sat around eating Slurpees. Either way, you need to relax. Proposed mass deportations. Both of them did, Hitler and the other, Trump. Trump also promises to make America great again, just like Hitler promised to make Germany great again. Hitler was an anti-Jewish fascist. Trump is an anti-Muslim fascist. They both blame somebody. Hitler blamed Jews for Germany's problems, and Trump blames immigrants for Americans' problems, specifically illegals from Mexico and Muslims. Could it be that welfare junkies like corporate welfare giant Donald Trump could be the blame for America's problems? Sucking money out of America's debt and its equity? And of course, Hitler thought Jews should wear special IDs. Trump is on record talking about having Muslims wearing special IDs. We know that this guy is scary. It's almost like he was a plan to destroy the Republican Party, like a professional hit on the Republican Party put out by a Democrat who actually likes reading Hitler's speeches. How weird is that? You cannot donate. I'm sorry. We can only take up to 5,000. 11,000 will not be accepted. Yeah, well, his mom wasn't Jewish. His dad was a Jew. Hitler's dad was a Jew. Just listen to the music. Look at this stat. There's 18.6 million vacant homes in America, and there's 3.5 million people homeless. Do you see a disconnect here? I sure do. Yeah, I am. I decided I wasn't speaking in public. Believe it or not, I tricked myself into believing I was just talking to a camera over the past 8 years. And you know, the camera's my best friend. Thank you, camera. Thank you for giving me a good life here on Earth. Okay, we have to ban a few people. Let me share with you, camera, what I would like to do. I'm going to drink some coffee now. Well, I'm loosening up right now. I've been loose as a goose. Well, not to the point where I've got a problem with the toilet, if you know what I mean. But no, I'm enjoying life, you have to. Coffee is really good for you, by the way. Recent studies show that coffee is going to prevent prostate cancer for guys if you drink 5 cups a day for 25 years. And there's also evidence that it slows down cell breakdown with its antioxidant capability. Dude, you've been threatening me for years. It's always 1 week away. David, I look up to you as an adult. I'd like to be like you one day. Well, be prepared to get your knapsack and hit the Greyhound and enjoy life, because you could be like me. I'm not materialistic, unlike Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. I'm a person who just enjoys the simple pleasures of life, and I live sustainably. I have a 0 footprint, carbon footprint, pretty much. And I've been doing my best to guide the country toward a similar fate of living comfortably with your limited means, because I know how hard it is for people to get by. This problem really, really upsets me, and that's why we came up with our homestead renewal plan. Well, the Honda's doing fantastic. I took it for a buzz today, and it was great. It handles the road like no other. I mean, I literally bought a car for life. The Honda I bought is similar to the one I bought Sarah, which is 1 year newer, and it's a Honda Insight. Oh, there's Tinky Winky. I was wondering where he was. Oh, now I know where Tinky Winky is. Okay. Last night I was having a problem finding him. I thought that was pretty funny. Yeah, I have a picture of the... I'm not going to sue the police department yet. I have a 3-year statute of limitations. But like I said, I'm still waiting on the incident report. I don't plan on suing anybody, really. That's really how I feel. There it is. Okay, I found it. This is the vehicle that I fell in love with in 2000. I was watching a television show where the news was talking about this state senator named Barack Obama, and he was from Kenya. And there was a commercial for this vehicle that popped up on television, and I looked at it, right after we talked about Barack Obama, my father was sitting actually in the same room right now where I'm sitting. And I said, yeah, and he said, look at that car, Dave. What do you think? I said, that car? That's my dream car. I actually said that to him. And this is a true story. Back in the early days, Barack Obama, until 2007, he said he was from Kenya. Like I said, I'm not necessarily going to tell you whether I'm going to sue anybody right now. I said there's a 3-year statute of limitations on that, so I'm not committing to that. There's a possible libel suit in the works I'm considering against a certain major media outlet, but that's still in the works. I can't really talk about it. This is an amazing vehicle. It gets 60 miles per gallon. It's incredibly well built. Actually, Honda started cheapening their standards in the more recent cars. You know that everybody's scrambling for money, right? So they're replacing metal with plastic on many of these vehicles. And Honda doesn't make this vehicle anymore. They don't even make the new one. That's been scrubbed. The new Honda Insight, the 4-door. Anyway, this is our dream car. We love it. She loves hers. She has a CVT transmission, and I have a 5-speed. And it's a really good car. And it takes a beating, I'll tell you. I've done some pretty rough off-road stuff with that vehicle. I've gone over some back roads with that vehicle. I'm not kidding. I'm surprised. It's got an all-aluminum T-body. It's like a T-bone frame, all aluminum, unibody. And it's got a roll bar, a stainless steel roll bar on it. No, we don't race. We're not racers. No, that car is a keeper. That's a collector's item. Even Jay Leno said in 2010, 2009, I think he said that that car will be America's #1 collector's item. And I also bought the manual. I actually acquired it. When we got Sarah's car, the owner of that car had 2 manuals. And he had the full mechanics manual, so we've got everything we need to work on it if we ever have to. Actually, the parts are expensive. Yeah, it had an oxygen sensor go out on it, and that was $500. So yeah, a little oxygen sensor for $500 is expensive. The battery pack was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. It turned out to be $2,000, not $4,000. So I bought a new battery pack for mine, and I bought a new battery, or Sarah bought one for hers. Yeah, well, I got to tell you, I don't keep a lot. I keep it really simple. But those cars are a keeper. I love them. They look great. They feel new to me. And that's why I'm trying to get people into a different headspace about buying things and keeping, track of good old-fashioned things. We're looking at a possible anything prior to 2005 is good because it doesn't have the Wi-Fi OBD2 system in it, which can be hacked from outside the vehicle. Okay, we've got a new image here. It's a close-up of the Loogie. There you go. And why are we talking about this again? You sent the image of the green wad to us. So we want to build up the housing sector with our homestead renewal plan, and we believe that the key is to get something out there in every major city that's having a crisis of employment, because we can pay people $10 an hour to fix up houses like the one next to me here. A rebuild like this would sell for about $50,000 when it's fully done with vinyl siding or a paint job. And every single aspect of the house can be seen as a plug-in, something we can buy en masse at Lowe's or Home Depot so we can save money on it. Oh, it's a reversal of the thing. Ah, okay. Gotcha. It's a close-up. Ooh, I like that. That was good. Yeah. So we got a close-up of Hillary's green wad. And it's a slow motion playback. The green wad from Hillary. Okay, reversed. It's the Clinton phlegm in reverse. Thank you. I'm concerned, this is my deal with Islamic jihadism. I'm concerned that they're creating a weapons cache. That's my biggest concern. I don't want your money if you're an illegal citizen. Sorry. And I don't want your money, period, if you're on the edge financially. You can only donate at AmericasThirdParty.com or click our donate button. If you want to make a donation, our PayPal name is America's Third Party at gmail.com. You drive a Land Cruiser? Those are good cars. Yeah, see, that's a car that'll last 400,000 miles. A lot of you have to realize that's what you need to do. Get a car like the one I bought that'll last 400,000 miles, no problem. I don't accept canned food. I'm getting rid of my canned food. I'm getting more into portables and ready-to-eat snack packs. I'm more interested in being able to eat the food rather than cook it on a potbelly stove while everyone else is starving. That's my backup supply. I've got the beans and the rice if I have to, and I don't want anyone to starve, so I like everybody to have these kind of supplies. A can of beans and a can of rice would be. You can buy rehydrating rice that's already pre-cooked. That's interesting. Well, your son believes in me and wants to donate money. Well, AmericasThirdParty.com is that location. And there's a donate button right there. Let me show you. So the Syrian conflict is resolved before the election. That's convenient. Isn't that nice? No problems. No problems in Syria. So Hillary can coast into a position or whoever else. Yeah. She still wants a war with ISIS. She's going to continue funding rebels. I wouldn't do that. So when you go to our website, this is the poster you can actually print. It's the Join the Voter Revolt poster. And then below is a grid, and on this is a donation button. Right here. You can also volunteer. We need more electors in every state, so please do volunteer. It's free, and we will not use your list or sell it. The only time it would be used is if we won the popular vote in your state. Here's a store you can buy things, t-shirts and whatnot. We have a platform that is pretty portable. Some people cut and copy it and put it on Craigslist. And here's a copy of our old site, which really gives the specifics of all of our programs that have been copied by Donald Trump. A lot of them are literally borrowed from our site. And then, of course, the poster itself, you can print up and run immediately. For 99 cents, Office Depot will actually print that up for you. And you can make a little poster like this and put it in the back of your car window, like right here. Put some cardboard behind it, some plastic tape. 99 cents. And it's $2 for one 11 by 17 color on cardstock. We're in the ATP convention. We're the only political group. Hi, Sarah. We're the only political group that actually is a daily convention. We've been doing daily conventions for the past 8 years. Isn't that great?
David is on Vaughn and everywhere else.
So we've got iBlog over here. Why aren't you on Vaughn? We are on Vaughn. Yeah. We're on Vaughn right now. You want our Vaughn link? Let's see if links will work over there. No, I don't think pop-out chat links work. There you go.
Oh, goodness.
So how was your day?
Oh, I guess it doesn't have VonLive.tv.
Yeah, see, they blocked it out on iBlog.
VonLive does.
Your hair looks great. I guess you washed it this morning.
I did wash it. I washed it last night.
Wow.
That's why I was playing with my hair last night. People are like, oh, Sarah, you're playing with your hair. Because I was trying to get all the knots out so that I could wash it.
I know. Well, you have a lot of hair. It's amazing.
I know. I have a lot of
It's
hair.
3 feet long now.
I would say so.
It's phenomenal. And we've asked her not to cut it. She looks great, I know.
Oh,
But
goodness.
yeah, you got your Air Force jacket on. That's kind of nice.
I could take it off, I guess.
Yeah, it looks good. Your top looks nice. So let's see what we have here. We've got a lot of people who just want to talk about how we can get free and get away from the police state we've got today, how they can own their own house. I found out that there's 18.6 million vacant homes in America, and nearly 4 million people are homeless. And I was quite shocked that Obama's never done anything with the homeless problem. Takia. Yes, the word is takia. What is that? What does the word mean? Well, you know, people are going to work for this Lone Patriot. This isn't a freebie. It is a privilege. I agree. I'm 56 years old. It is a privilege for us to own a house. I feel very grateful. I inherited this house that I live in. I probably couldn't have owned a house by my age if I had bought into a 30-year mortgage and been paying monthly payments. So
only if you're a U.S. citizen and St. Canadian. You can only donate if you're a U.S. citizen.
But I inherited this house, and I actually helped to set this whole house up because it was a destination place for my family. We were in a situation where we were stuck in Los Angeles back in the 90s. I was actually in the LA riots. It was scary. So we got out of there in 94 and moved up here and have been here almost 22 years. And it's been affordable. You know, there's a lot of property out there in various areas around the country that are areas that you could have a house. Now, you could easily have a house like this in Detroit for under $50,000 right now. I agree, Lone Patriot. Tents and tent cities are something I've got in mind. I don't want to make it too easy for people. Our Baseline Plus plan actually makes it so that people can get a baseline to their life. Anybody who's in a tent would actually have the ability to get a tent city spot for free and be able to get full hookups, Wi-Fi, complete charging stations with USB, as well as recycled water showers and washer and dryers. And these will be mobile service units that would be donated by philanthropists. We're going to pull out of donation funds to do this. The first one will be like the land-breaking mobile service units, and the mobile medical units will be paid for out of the VA trust fund. As president, I will implement the mobile medical units immediately. This will not require Congress. These ideas are almost amazing because they stand on their own. And even Donald Trump doesn't understand the nuances of the ideas that we created when he stole them. Donald Trump stole the mobile medical unit idea from us, claims it's his idea. He doesn't even understand how to implement it. I do. The porta potty idea is definitely on the list of issues that we have to deal with. Yeah. You want to get in charge of this? Because Lone Patriot, you sound like you know all about how to set up tent cities. Yeah, you could actually make a living doing this. I agree. I am covering up Sarah with a banner. I don't want the banner up. So we're going to pull the banner down and only bring it up just for effect. Okay? Thanks. I don't know. Occupy a tent city would be a group. 3.5 million people homeless. Come on. There's no reason for this. You know that. I know that. Okay, according to the Washington Examiner, we got something here. A story. 57 million Hispanics are now in the U.S., 17% of our population. 50% of the total growth has been due to Hispanics. This is why we've been putting together a 1,000-mile border fence, which, again, Trump stole this idea that we came up with. We had it in 2008, and he took it. But this number is exactly what we were worried about. Wow.
Latinos account for more than half of the U.S. population growth since 2000, an unprecedented growth spurt that puts the total Hispanic population at a record 57 million, according to a new report. The Pew Research Center said that Latinos now account for about 17% of all in America, a huge
Yeah, it's huge, and there's no reason why we should just ignore the problem. Our growth rate in America is 5%, and it's strictly due to intakes of refugees and illegal aliens. Thanks, Obama. Thanks, Clinton. I mean, you're literally costing our country huge amounts of money on taxes and whatnot. Cabadabber ducky, that's a bannable offense. You will be banned if you do that again. I'm going to leave you to Sarah. You can talk about anything you want. This is Freedom Friday. You're free to talk about our homestead renewal plan and our solar rooftop plan, or anything that would make all of you independent and free of a lot of expenses in life. Because owning your own house, there's no better way to save a lot on your income or lack of income is not having to make that mortgage payment or that rent payment. So that's something I would love to see for Americans. One of my greater wishes in life is to see more people own their own property. It goes like right up here. And I'm not using that right now. So. Okay, here we go.
All right, thank you, David.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Have a good little break.
Yeah.
There.
We'll do it.
All right. David does do a good job. Yeah, I guess the mortgage system can be a problem, I suppose. You own your own home? Nice. Yeah, you're blessed. I'm blessed. David owns his home, so that's good. Let me just scroll down and make sure. Okay, good. And then I'm going to check one other place. David doesn't seem to go to YouTube all the time. Oh, 219. Thank you. I'm sure you're amazing as well. I look Amish. Is it my shirt? My hair? Just who I am? My face? That's weird. Go to Creator Studio. My face looks Amish? That's pretty funny. How cool, Sunstar. Nice. It's nice to be retired from that. I don't really know my roots. I guess I am of Germanic descent, and Amish people are of Germanic descent as well. So I guess that there's something to be said about that. Go to advanced settings, maybe. The DNA tracking nationality is a load of BS. Wow. Yes. You're part German too? Oh, that's very cool, Exam. Nice. Let's see. Does it have view on watch page? View on watch page. There we go. No, not a direct descendant. Not that I know of. 8-9. Does it have view on watch page? Okay. Fantastic. I can say hello to the chat. Here. Okay, let me go here and say hi at 6:30. David doesn't usually say hi to the chat room, YouTube chat room, that is. And then I check the battle cam. Ow, nothing yet. And then I'll go back to iVlog. All right, good. So you think there isn't a God? That's your belief, I guess. Leave this for David. Look, you pick reviews. 10 things Abraham Lincoln and John F. Kennedy have in common. Nice. Let's go through this list and see if David Sponheim has those in common with both of them. Does that sound like a plan? Yeah, David totally feeds me enough. I don't always eat everything David feeds me. He makes me meals, but I don't always eat them. All right. Thank you. Okay, this might seem like a coincidence, but I dare say coincidence or conspiracy, you be the judge. Here are 10 weird facts about Abraham Lincoln and JFK have in common, both in their lives and in their deaths. I don't feel like I'm that thin, but thank you. Okay. Fact 1. Abraham Lincoln was elected to Congress in 1846. John F. Kennedy was elected to Congress in 1946. So we have to get someone elected to Congress in 2046. Oh. Okay. Next. Fact 2. Abraham Lincoln won his presidential election bid in 1860. John F. Kennedy won his presidential election in 1960. Fact 3. Abraham Lincoln was assassinated on Friday and was shot in the head. John F. Kennedy was also assassinated on Friday and was shot in the head. Fact 4. John Lincoln's assassin was John Wilkes Booth, and he had 3 words, word name with 15 letters. John F. Kennedy's alleged assassin was Lee Harvey Oswald, with 3 words and 15 letters. Fact 5. John Wilkes Booth was shot and killed before being indicted or tried. Lee Harvey Oswald was also shot and killed before he could be indicted or tried. Fact 6. Abraham Lincoln was shot in the Ford's Theater. John F. Kennedy was shot in a car made by Ford Motors. Fact 7. Abraham Lincoln's wife was with him when he was shot. John F. Kennedy's wife was also with him at the time he was shot. Fact 8. Abraham Lincoln's successor was Vice President Johnson, Andrew Johnson. John F. Kennedy's successor was also named Vice President Johnson, Lyndon Johnson. Oh, that's a lot they do have in common. Fact 9. Andrew Johnson was born on Thursday, December 29th, 1808. Lyndon B. Johnson was born on Thursday, August 27th, 1908. They're both at 100 years apart. Fact 8. Abraham Lincoln's son, Edward Barker Lincoln, 1850, died while he served in the White House. John F. Kennedy's newborn son, Patrick Bouvier Kennedy, died while he served in the White House. Oh, I wonder what they served as. Okay. A bunch of useless facts. True. I don't know. They're facts. I will take this off the screen now. You look up useless facts all day too? I don't. I read some useless facts, but I don't spend my whole day looking them up. I just read them as they're presented to me. Yes, fundamentalism, I mean, I believe in tolerance, so when people become useless, when it becomes useless, or if people are intolerant, like many fundamentalists are often intolerant, it's not a good thing. Eddie, I'm sure you're going to find a lovely lady to get married to in Vegas, but that person is not me. Just so you know. Goodness. Alright. I do have a sister. Actually, I have a lot of sisters. But none of them are quite like me. I don't hate anything. Mainly anything. Yes, I have a single sister. It's not quite like me though, but I do have a single sister. No, thanks, Teddy. No, thanks, Teddy. There's Saudi Arabia Hajj bracelets. I'm not Mormon, and my sister's not Mormon. I would rather not scoot up. Thank you. I like where I'm finally kind of happy where I'm at, so I think I'll just stay right here. Do I talk to my sister? Yes, I do talk to my sister. She's a cool person. No. Okay. Yes, thank you. Don't worry, be happy. I'm not Amish. Just Sarah. That's what I am. I'm Sarah. I'm trying to, you wouldn't understand. I'm trying to elevate my feet. That's why I'm sitting back here, because then I have my feet in front of me. All right. No. 875. Hoskapals. Hoskapal Palian. It's like basically a form of a Christian. I didn't hear about Bill Clinton saying about making America great again and his hypocrisy. No, I can't Canadian because I don't know what that is. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't break anything. I dropped something, but it's perfectly fine. You're gonna link me? I don't drink, that's correct. Nope, David doesn't need any of those drugs. 274. No drugs needed for David. He's fantastic. Yeah, I'm glad it didn't break. That's good. Don't worry, be happy. Do 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 do. Don't worry. Oh, really? Bill Clinton suggests Trump's slogan is racist even though he used the same one? I'll open it for David for later. Yeah, David can play that for you. That's pretty funny. Alright. Let's put this over here. Oh, David is in the other room making dinner, something like that. Use the same slogan. Nope, 983, I am not. I think I have awesome. I like my teeth. I can stop that.
It's unbelievable. And folks who say.
So, former President Bill Clinton want to keep the racism accusations to himself from now on after ripping Donald Trump for a slogan he's used repeatedly since his comeback kid days. Oh, he thinks Make America Great Again is racist code? I like how my teeth are. Alright. Although... Alright, I'm actually... Oh, Clinton said that? Oh, interesting. So in 91 and 92, Clinton declared at Little Rock, Arkansas, together we can make America great again. Wow. Wearing a flower garden. I do have little white flowers on my thing, or paisley, something like that. It's pretty cool. Back in the day, what is this? Sheriff Woody. Back in the day. Yeah, that's me back in the day. See, I did have my teeth fixed since then. Okay, go enjoy that. Oh. A little bit, 266. Planted me a garden. Fantastic. I like gardens. What is smashing? I mean, I can make mashed potatoes. Or smashed potatoes, if that's what you're talking about, Explorist. No, Explorist, you're right, I would say no. No, I did make a calendar of myself one time, Canadian. Yes, religion is a way to explain the unexplainable in culturally relative terms. That's basically what it is. Yes, thank you, Sheriff Woody. You're right. US and Russia are agreeing on peace moves in Syria. They have announced an agreement on Syria starting with the cessation of hostilities from sunset on Monday. I hope that works. Yeah, I did click the link, Sheriff Woody. It's just a picture of David. It's funny. No, thank you. Don't worry. Be happy. Don't worry. Be happy now. North Korea's biggest nuclear test sparks a push for sanctions. And Democrats are wondering, why isn't Hillary ahead of Trump? Or far ahead of Trump? Because people don't like either candidates? You've never been stunned? That's good. I don't know if materialism explains everything. People do things for non-material gain. So the Dakota pipeline may go forward or may not. Who knows? Yeah, you're probably right. Don't worry, be happy. Exactly. Now, if I can just get those 20 people that are in the poll to push say, I don't want either any candidate, I just want Sponheim. Just do that. It'd be fantastic. Okay, what are all the definitions of materialism? Not really, 304. I want my ATP. America's third party, not adenosine triphosphate, even though adenosine triphosphate is great because it is the energy of the universe. I wouldn't want New China though. I would have plenty of things. All right. Oh man. I don't want to see that. I'm not going to click on that picture about this this overdose that happened in Ohio. I have no idea. 937, probably not. Historical materialism. Oh, materialism means what we all do can be explained in terms of matter. That makes sense, 489. Not ethereal stuff. I like the ether. Not ether gas, but the idea of the ether. Yeah, that would be good. Well, I think there is a famous rock group band that already wrote a great ATP theme song. Clowns to the left of me, jokers to the right, here I am, stuck in the middle with you. And I don't know what it is I should do. I just have to see if I can get permission to use that song. It's not the Eagles, it's like a one-hit wonder band. Steeler Wheel, yeah, exactly. Alright. Yeah, Steeler's Wheel. I think that's who sings it. But I think that's pretty good. So Ford buys Chariot, making a bike sharing deal and an alternative transportation push. The one-hit man, single guy, forgot his name. Why does your guardian angel have gray feathers, Sunstar? Now you've shared, divulged. Now we want to know more. I'm pretty comfortable. I like a padded ottoman. That would be good. Wells Fargo scandal. I'll have to figure out what that is. Let me Google it. What happened last Friday, Sunstar? Do more heads need to roll out Wells Fargo? The Wells Fargo phony bank account scandal is a problem. Wow. So the scope of the scandal is shocking. Okay. Oh my goodness, you got in a wreck in your truck. Wow. Well, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're okay. Yeah, he is probably upset. It's not hackers breaking into your bank account that should scare you, it's the banks themselves. Details are now surfacing about more than 1.5 million unauthorized Wells Fargo bank and credit card accounts created on behalf of unwitting customers by bank employees hoping to cash in on new account bonuses.
Staying on top of your money is important.
For some Wells Fargo customers, staying on top of money became almost impossible because of...
Okay. So they created... Oh, there's a real driving force. Incentives given to employees to open new credit card accounts, no matter the impact on customers, as well as the incentives given to the banks themselves to further financialize the economy, no matter the impact on the world. So if employees don't meet certain quotas on new accounts set by their managers, they may be on the chopping block of layoffs. So they say, oh, I could open a few new unauthorized accounts, particularly if everybody else is doing it. 5,300 employees at Wells Fargo were fired, and they had set up 1.5, how many? Million bank and credit card accounts. That's just so crazy. Well, I think Aleppo, it's very sad what's happening in Aleppo. I think that it is time to work with Russia, and that's what they're the recent news is that they're trying to work with Russia to create a ceasefire so that people can escape Aleppo. We need to, really the work will begin when there's going to be a lot of work to be done once there is no fighting in Aleppo, because in order to rebuild that city, it's unbelievable how decimated it is. I do feel badly for all the refugees, especially when I see their city in shambles. Can you imagine, like, New York City just in rubble instead? It's horrible. Wells Fargo won't say how they found out what was going on or for how long it's been going on. I agree that what this author wrote at CNN, that this shows a systemic flaw. Okay. Oh. Wow. This activity of them setting up these things has been going on since 2011. The phony accounts earned the bank unwarranted fees and allowed Wells Fargo employees to boost their sales figures and make more money. I remember, I would say 2011, shortly before, is exactly when I left Wells Fargo. Wells Fargo purchased a bank. I tried to bank locally, and Wells Fargo purchased this bank that I was banking with, and then so I stayed with them for a while, and then they were trying to up my fees, and I got out of there. Yeah, I don't like. try not to like the large banks. Some banks are okay. Numbers are a way to describe our world in simpler means. I used to have that bank, Sunstar, and I still do have some things with them, but not really. Chase wanted to charge you $10 a month. It's ridiculous, right? I don't mind, like, certain banks that I have, they have you do requirements, like they want you to do so many transactions within a month. I think in order to like get you in the habit of using your card for a transaction, so then they can start charging you or something. Okay. Yes, it don't matter. You're going to make steaks? Nice. Have fun with that. No, I don't know what you're talking about, antique. No, I've never done anything like that. I've always been quite a modest person. I think it's good to be modest. Clinton said that Wells Fargo's acts justify oversight. Oh, a VW engineer pled guilty in an emissions cheating scandal. He's the first person criminally convicted in the U.S. on this VW issue. Oh, I wonder about that bike sharing by Chariot. Is it like motorcycles, or when they say bikes, you never know. Oh, okay. All right. You're gonna buy this car, new Maserati Gribble hearse. Gribbly.
I made a little fish dish for you in the Corningware.
That is pretty cool.
So
oh, thank you. I would do it without the hearse part. It is pretty cool, though. Okay, I'm gonna give this to you.
What, you were trying it out with the left hand?
No, I'll show you what I was trying out. I was trying this out.
Oh, putting your feet up. Nice, I like that.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. We need a little pad up there. I think we should redo the entire studio with zero gravity chairs. Wouldn't that be good?
Yeah, we can put our feet up.
Yeah.
But see, this is okay because then people can't see that I have my feet up.
I'm thinking we could migrate our show into the living room and just watch Netflix during this time period.
Yeah, let's do that after November 4th.
After November 4th, we're going to do our show from the living room on our comfy chairs. We've got these really cool leather chairs that Sarah bought.
Actually, it'll probably have to wait till spring.
Oh, because it's winter time out there, yeah. So up until springtime, we'll do that. Yeah, so Sarah gives me breaks like this. It's really helpful. I really appreciate that. Without that, I don't know how we'd keep going because, this is a grueling process of reaching out to voters and telling them how important a third party is. It takes all of my effort and yours too. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much, Sarah. We'll be seeing you a little later tonight. Yep. Yeah, getting your feet elevated is really important, especially if you've been on your feet all day. Today, I was on my feet all day, and my feet were like, felt like, rubbery. Kind of like, anyway, a tennis player on his last leg in his fourth or fifth set. Yeah, I think the legendary tennis player that I would recall would be McEnroe versus Connors. And Connors actually came back and got to the third level at the U.S. Open. Connors was at the U.S. Open. In what year? 1991. He was 39 years old. Jimmy Connors had a blood transfusion, and it felt like Limburger cheese. Yeah, you took the words right out of my mouth, Teddy. Yeah, like Limburger cheese. Okay, then you pasty honky Dave. Teddy, what's going on? Are you on not communicating properly in our room? You're coming out on Facebook? Nikal 3000 is coming out, everybody. Where are you coming out of? Eugenics means selectively limiting cultures and sterilizing them, forced sterilization. That's eugenics. It was originally proposed by a study done by Shockley and Jenkins and Shockley in 1957, in which they found that certain characteristic types of body part sizes, etc., like the size of a person's brain pan is measured based on your race. And they decided to begin the process of eugenics. And people say that Bill Gates is part of a eugenics plan because he's pushing for GMO Zika mosquitoes to vaccinations and all these things that are eliminating the population. So that's what eugenics is, and it's specific to classes of people. I should say races of people. Classes would be different. Well, I support something very controversial called sterilization with cash incentives. I feel Aleppo is a good, strong potential capital of commerce. And most of the candidates don't know where this very cities are around the world, like in Syria. Yeah. They're either high on crack or they're just brain dead. Most of the candidates, mind you, do not live in filtered homes with air filters running all the time like I do, preserving my intelligence. I don't breathe the chemtrails you'd read. Normally, I don't go out in a car that doesn't have a filter system in it, so when I'm traveling around, I'm filtering my air. So maybe these people are breathing chemtrails. Who knows? Brain dead, yeah. So let's just take a look at that gripping event. Jimmy Connors, when his legs were just collapsing. 39 years old. Look at this guy. He got to I believe, the quarterfinals in 1991, and that was a big day for Jimmy. In Flushing Meadows, Connors gave the fans what they wanted one more time, and he was an extremely amazing player. And of course, McEnroe beat him during the latter years of his life, but I lived through this time. This was my, the good times watching television with my father. We caught this stuff. We saw Jimmy Connors come back with legs that felt like Limburger cheese, even though he had a heart, or actually a blood transfusion prior to that event. Okay, Democrats use low intelligence, that's true, and they won't even address chemtrails. Gate 800-821, good point. Yeah, Gary Johnson didn't even know about Aleppo. Yeah, he was asked about Aleppo, and he had no response. Let's take a look at that clip again, shall we? That was fun. Gary Johnson, yeah. He's been a shill all along. I've been saying that to everybody, that people are being thrown in the race to get ahead of anything or any word of a real third-party candidate like me. But Gary Johnson actually supports forced vaccinations, and he doesn't know where Aleppo is. Yeah, let's take a look. MSNBC clip, Gary Johnson. Donald Trump doesn't address chemtrails either. Somebody actually asked him in a room multiple times about GMOs. He's a supporter of ours that go to his rallies. And he won't respond to GMOs or chemtrails. It's going to take a while for this to rev up. Oh, BS. There's chemtrails over almost all of Germany and Austria. And Italy. I mean, what? France doesn't have chemtrails? Oh, really? You don't have chemtrails? You're just trying to be better than everyone else in England. And I think you're kind of an elitist there, meow. Oh.
What would you do if you were
elected? Did not have a chemtrail.
About Aleppo. About Aleppo. And what is Aleppo? What would you do if you were elected about Aleppo? About Aleppo. And what is Aleppo? You're kidding. No. Aleppo is in Syria. It's the epicenter of the refugee crisis.
Okay, got it. Got it.
Okay.
Well, with regard,
you know, it's nap time now, Mr. Johnson. Remember that old saying? It was Saturday Night Live. The guy went on the scene and said, "You can call me Johnson. You can call me Gary Johnson. You can call me GJ. You can call me Gary Johnson. You can call me Mr. Johnson. You can call me the Johnson Man." I mean, it was the funniest skit I've ever seen. And here we are with Gary Johnson pretending to be a third-party candidate and in favor of forced vaccinations. I mean, go figure. Yeah, you didn't know? Gary Johnson. A rock is smarter than Trump. Thank you. Okay, here's the article. I've got a link for you. Check it out. Libertarian candidate Gary Johnson, Mr. Johnson. He actually said, no lie, he just sold out to Big Pharma. He says children should be forcibly injected with mercury at gunpoint. Claims government science overrides medical freedom. How could he not be even remotely in tune? You know, Ted Cruz made the mistake of going out against the anti-vaccination people, being pro-vaccine, and Ted Cruz basically hit the skids. Yeah, it's pretty amazing. So I'll bring you that link right here. You can take a look at that. I was shocked. It's like, here it is. And these links come from all of our submissions that people give us. Pretty amazing stuff. I'm very thankful that we've got that. It's pretty difficult otherwise to do this. All right, so we've got some background music here. Funky Time. We haven't heard that in a while. All right. So Pew study says 57 million Hispanics are now in the United States. They occupy 17% of the U.S. population. So that's a significant factor. That's why my concerns about the border really resonated early on, and why people were saying, yeah, David, we really like this idea. The 1,000-mile fence is great. I did this from 2008 all the way to 2000 and now. And a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, Trump used the 1,000-mile fence idea and called it a wall. But it is still very important, and I don't think we can forget that here on our incredible Freedom Friday. I don't know why that's not working. Okay. Maybe the battery's low. Sometimes your batteries go low on these things. The new Maserati hearse, the Gilbey hearse, is unbelievably sexy. Wow. So Maserati's making hearses now, folks, for the ultra wealthy. It's a niche market, I guess. I don't know. Oh, I was buried in nothing but the finest hearse. Who cares? That's pretty cool. That would make a nice little living room. It's not a bad touring van. I think they should look at it as anything but a hearse. You could imagine a cool party in the back. Yeah, kind of like a mini limo. It's time for me to read chat. Norm Peterson says, just wanted to say, keep up the good work. ATP, we need help. This country's keep going, man. Thank you, Norm. Norm over at iVlog. Thank you, man. Wow, that's nice station wagon. I know. Tell me about it. Johnson looks like Mark Furman, doesn't he? I just think we need to go on to the bigger stories here. We got a story propagating yesterday that was really huge. It was the Wells Fargo. 5,300 people in the Wells Fargo company have been fired because they had an inside scam. They were bumping money to fake accounts every time somebody made a transaction. Yeah, unbelievable. Let me play this loop for you. Gold down to 1327, silver down to 1903, and the Dow Jones skyrocketing, or excuse me, dropping again. Wow. No, the Dow Jones is up. What am I saying? It's always the reverse. Thank you. Wow, Dow Jones. Surging. Oh, 400-point drop, thank you. Dow Jones down 400-point drop. Huge drop. Wells Fargo, are you going to talk? They fired 5,300 for creating phony accounts. Okay, so the Dow logs in an incredible drop. Next story is big time. U.S. stocks on Friday suffered the worst slide since the UK's surprise decision to exit from the European Union. As hawkish comments.
Rate of inflation.
But how do we know when irrational exuberance has unduly escalated?
Okay. Crude oil just entered a bull round. Okay, good enough. Yeah, we're seeing some major shifts in the stock market with a 400-point drop. That's serious. You're eating Spam and green beans? You know, that's a really smooth move. Yeah. Yeah, that's not bad. You're getting roughage and protein. How are you mixing them? I'm just curious. I like Stuff is talking about his diet. Are you making like tortillas out of the Spam and the beans? I mean, how do you make it? You just eat it straight out of the can? Thank you. I want to stop the European invasion of the Muslims, but I can't. I'm not Angela Merkel. Yeah, the stock went broke today, big time. Sister Fight doesn't spam anything. He's giving us information. I mean, how better could a person be? This guy has been fantastic in our show, and we are reserving a place for him in any part of my administration that he chooses. He's been a huge support here. I was thinking about that today, Scissor Fight. I was saying, we've got to stay in touch because it's important that we get you a place because you're incredibly talented. We're paying close to $3.70, three in some cases. $3 definitely. I mean, I've seen gouging going on at stores, gas stations. There's no real standardization. And, you know, Trump wants the government to stay out of the oil industry completely. He also wants to expand military spending. He wants the opposite of everything I want. I want the government involved in the oil industry. And I want the military spending to drop by as much as 50%. And other people are taking my idea I've had for about 8 years, the same idea. Jill Stein wants the same thing, reductions in 50% in military spending. But Trump wants to increase it. Yeah. It's only $1.99 where you are? Good. Excellent. You're in a good spot. Well, right here where we are, $2.90 is my typical price, but I've seen prices as high as $3.70 for premium. It's ridiculous. But a lot of the low costs due to the production of Saudi Arabian oil and the Gulf nation states, they have produced a sizable amount of ready supply for the U.S. market and has stabilized our prices and dropped them considerably. Yeah, we don't do any support for Gary Johnson, even if it's a link. Talking about him against carbon tax. I've been against carbon tax from the get-go. And like I said, I've been against carbon point legislation and carbon tax. There's a point at which there's crossovers here where other candidates have shared my beliefs. So, thank you. Never did anything in Mogadishu or anywhere else. I've never been in the military, so I don't have any history there. But the Dow dropping nearly 400 points at a rate hike fear grips Wall Street. Yeah. Down minus 2.13%. Closed down 394 points. Big losers Verizon Communications, Boeing, down a sizable 3.29%, and Caterpillar, another 3.29%, took a big hit. Caterpillar is laying off a lot of jobs, and we've seen Caterpillar borrow so much money during the subprime period. Caterpillar got in on the TARP funds. They had $7 billion loan given to them, and they still can't make ends meet. You see how poorly run corporations are? It doesn't bother me using the purge function if somebody's specifically denigrating our show. You gotta understand, we've been doing this every show for the past 8 years, 5 hours a night, so you can get lost in the shuffle if you try to come in here and just start calling me names. Yeah, but you may have valid points and you may want to contribute here. Ford is recalling 1.5 million more cars. Wow, over doors that can fly open. We are doing our 9/11 event. Yeah, the results are in. We are going to have a 9/11 event next Sunday. We normally don't broadcast on Sunday, but I'm going to do all 9/11 videos from 5 to 2 in the morning. 5 p.m. to 2 in the morning Pacific time. Yeah, the economy was recovering 3 years ago when you voted for, or 4 years ago when you voted for Barack Obama. In their minds, it was. In my mind, it wasn't. In fact, in 2010, I believe we entered the recession/depression that we're in right now. So I'm preaching a sustainable economy, not necessarily penalizing companies left and right, but I can see why Ford is definitely recalling these if there is a door fly open issue. But it's almost like these issues should have been resolved beforehand. And we don't have a U.S. testing laboratory anymore. It was sold in around 2000 to a company in Switzerland. It exists, the U.S. testing laboratories, but it doesn't do anything. So we don't even test the cars fully. And, I really believe that the transportation departments should take responsibility for a lot of this. I mean, how long does this go on? And they continue to we can get ahead of this. Just designing cars that are built to last, for crying out loud. I used to think it was just a rumor that American cars were all breaking down at 100,000 miles. Until I started seeing everybody I saw, Dodge, Chryslers, General Motors. I heard of one lady with a car, 6 years old. It was actually a crossover, one of those General Motors vehicles, like Suburban. It's kind of like a Suburban. But it was burned up, the engine completely fried after just 6 years. General Motors. Look, don't talk about your body parts. It's just an irrelevant discussion. And nobody really cares, Everyone has their own issues to deal with. Well, I'm not looking for cash. I'm looking for your word of mouth, telling people to write me in, talking about America's problems. We've got over 203 people tonight. We've got a full house, everybody. We've got a very large audience, yeah. I think people are finally realizing the need for this write-in candidacy. I wish I could give you reasons why I've been censored for all these years by the mainstream media. But I can tell you that the best solution to the problem that I faced is word of mouth. I'm like some sort of a threat to the establishment because I'm doing this and against all odds. Nobody else has the balls to do this. I'm not, in any way a phenomenon like Tinky Winky here. But many people want to do everything they can to discredit me. So I'm really trying to figure this out, but I do believe that the elitists who are corrupt really, really are threatened by an honest person running for office. I'm convinced of that fact. And since I'm not materialistic, I have an edge over Hillary and Donald, who are greedy and present a real national security risk simply because they're greedy. And we know that. Tinky Winky was gay, yeah. You know, 758, that's a disgusting statement. Thank you. You guys already have your necessary sex toys. That's already lined up. I can't help you there. I read all your comments. Yeah. 547, which one do you not want to talk about? Politics in a free society are predicated on dissent. Why purge? Because I have been purging people who don't dissent, they slander me. That's why. And I'm answering your question, proving that I'm reading 600 words a minute. Or 6,000 words a minute. Thank you. You said 600. Get it right. But that's fine. You can say 600. That gives me a little edge. I don't guarantee I'll have full comprehension at 6,000. I could read a website. 6,000 words a minute would be this fast. Start with the top. This is the Evelyn Woods speed reading dynamics course applied to this concept, where you pick up hit words that actually carry the message more than the in-between words. That would be 6,000 words a minute, that clip. Whew. David, you're all over Reddit, what people saying that are gay? Nah, I'm not. I mean, how can you say those things? You know, they made a mistake when they took over Reddit, when they killed Aaron Swartz, the creator of the RSS feeds and Reddit. Aaron Swartz, I don't believe, commits suicide. His fiance at the time said he was in great spirits. He was going to go on to fight the laws against him. He was working on a strongbox to protect your freedom, journalistic freedom. Whatever you're writing would have been locked in a strongbox, you know, like Al Gore, a lockbox. I did know where Aleppo was, and I know all about that city. In fact, ask me any question, I'll answer it within 2 or 3 seconds. Disney World scanning toddlers' fingers to stop ticket fraud. Wow. Ticket fraud? Toddlers' fingers? This is weird. Fingerprint analysis? Disneyland? I'm starting to freak out. So we don't know exactly which cars are going to be recalled at Ford. We'll have to find that out later. It's in Syria. Yes. So that's the real story. Dow Jones down big time. That's the lead story tonight. No, Sarah comes in during every 40 minutes and then 20 minutes with her and then 40 minutes with me. I'm shocked that you people are saying these things in the chat room. Scanning toddlers. Disney World employs 74,000 cast members. Largest single site employer. Yeah, but this isn't really a story. It's just stunning facts about Disney. But they're now requiring the Magic Kingdom, young children, to have their fingers scanned to enter the Magic Kingdom and its other theme parks, which is weird. It's like they're gathering data on your kid. Well, that could be helpful. Especially, you know, I don't believe we should LoJack kids ever. But I mean, it wouldn't be bad to have a swab of their hair with their DNA on it in an envelope. You know, like a little... Yeah, something affordable, you know. But this idea of LoJacking your kids, putting an RFID chip in them, that's weird. You know that their body part would be considered a danger? Hello, welcome. You're from Brazil and you love me? Excellent. Hello, Marcelo. Good evening. You don't have to keep spamming that. Thank you, Marcelo. Meta-Nemesis is very upset about it. Welcome, Marcelo. Welcome to our show. You checking out the third-party candidacy and the whole... Excellent. It's live. Everyone share this live and public on Facebook. Thank you. We've got over a month and a half, well over a month and 3 weeks till the election. We can convince people to write my name in. We've got a lot of people. We've even got some prostitutes in the show tonight. Wow, 225 prostitutes have joined our show. Fascinating. You recording it? Good. Nope, don't have anything like that. So guys, everything you're reading on Reddit is BS. They took out the great Aaron Schwartz. They took out the creator of Reddit and they installed operatives from some sort of an agency. We're not sure who. That's why they don't like me. Never been arrested, Yvonne. Never. Never been arrested. David, in the UK, you can't put more than $10 on you to win the election if it's like they know something. Oh, you're not allowed to put more than $10 on me, Larry? Ha ha! You know, I talked a little bit about remote viewing a couple nights ago. And people were saying, that's ridiculous. But what if I told you it really is possible? Would you be shocked to know that there are advanced studies going on at the highest level at DARPA and the Russian agencies, the FSB, studying the possibility of remote viewing capability? Are you aware of that? You didn't think they ever continued those studies and you just dropped it all? I know nothing about remote viewing, but I do believe that it's possible for someone to have premonitions. I've seen it happen in my life. You can remote view me? Okay. What am I looking at right now? Besides a monitor. If you can tell me what I'm looking at, you've got an incredibly good camera that's looking directly at my eyeball, or you're psychic. One or the other. I do believe it's possible to, theoretically possible to astro project. It may be possible in the future to do a dematerialization of the human form and send it miles away, kind of like Spock. I'm sorry, Captain, that's completely illogical. But I want to go to warp speed. Beam me up, Scotty. I don't know if that's possible, but it's theoretically possible. In fact, they've studied the idea of time travel, and they do know that it's possible mathematically to go back in time. Whether we can go forward in time is another question. But it begs the question, have people from the future actually visited us here on Earth from the future, going back into time? It kind of opens up that question, are there aliens? Are these time travelers? But you never thought you'd have this conversation with me right now, did you? Molecular disassembly is not possible. It's already being performed in a laboratory environment at CERN. But I can't talk about that. I'm sorry. It's top secret. Forget I said that. An alien from Uranus? That's crazy. At least they're talking about me on Reddit. Thanks, Reddit, for getting the word out that I'm being censored. I appreciate that. You know the theory of relativity, E equals mc squared, was made up on the spot by Einstein. He never did any mathematics to get it. What are you asking me? Why are you asking me about a ghost town in northern Ukraine? I keep seeing this flash in front of me. Nobody cares about that town, man. It's gone. I never called Henry Kissinger a dirty Jew. I would never call anybody a dirty Jew. I love Jewish people. I do. There's a lot of good people out there that are Jewish. No, I'm not kidding. Einstein was a fake. Tesla called Einstein an idiot. Yeah. I'm not Jewish, no. Take a look here. Yeah, there's a lot of people to thank who are Jewish, and you can't just discount the fact that they've done so much for our country and our world. Yeah, you gotta accept the fact that the world is run mostly by Jewish people, so you have to be appreciative of them. right? I would like to see more opportunity for people who are not Jewish to become lawyers and doctors, and all kinds of people could easily become, a banker. They wouldn't have to be Jewish. But when you look at the number of people who are Jewish, it's really interesting. And I want to thank all of them for being so good at what they do with money.
Did you know that there is a group of people out there that does an incredible amount of good for us and yet is truly underappreciated?
Who are you talking about?
Jews.
Oh, so what did Jews do for us?
The real question is, what don't Jews do for us? Well, let's start with money. You like money, right?
Sure, who doesn't?
Well, maybe you should check out who has been greasing the monetary machine. Look at the great people who have been busy heading the Federal Reserve, the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and other large financial institutions.
Wow, I knew Jews were good with money, but I didn't know they were responsible for running the world's money supply. Thanks, Jews.
So there you have it. Yeah, they've done a fantastic job, and they borrowed all this money, and now we just get to pay the interest on the debt with our little tax dollars. You like that? So if they keep borrowing money like they're doing and giving it to themselves or to their supporters like Donald Trump or Hillary Clinton, then you and I have a little problem, because we're not going to be able to live on rice and beans too much longer. So I would suggest that we start thinking of a way to get you and your kids a chance to become a doctor or a lawyer or a banker or somebody in the entertainment field, because right now those industries are dominated by Jewish people. So let's talk about equal opportunity here, folks, okay? I'm sure they do. But thanks, Jews. Now we need to step in and help them, because they're kind of out of touch. Yeah, the greed kind of takes over, especially when they do it to each other, like Bernard Madoff, who made off with $70 billion of other Jewish people's money. Simon Wiesenthal's institute was hit for $18 million in loss. Major Hollywood figures were taken down. So, they eat each other up. We need to step in and help them. But thank you, Jews, for at least handling the world monetary system up until now. All right? Thank you. I'm not looking for money from AIPAC, I don't matter. Believe me, I'm walking a very solid line here. I'm not in favor of Zionism like Donald and Hillary. I am not anti-Semitic, but I'm not in favor of Zionism. So you got to understand, we have to embrace what we have here. We can't just condemn people because they like money. I have German roots, but mostly Norwegian. My family left Germany in the 1100 AD, and they used to have a castle that, well, they still do. It's run by a conservatorship in the Rhineland, and it's called the Castle Sponheim. And it is actually you could Google it. It's out there. It's a simple plan to look at castles here. It's a castle that's really a pivotal area in the Rhineland that was used for hundreds of years. Let's see if we have it here. In its heyday, it was a barrier for a lot of people passing through. But my family left that castle in 1100 AD and moved on to Norway. But there are people still from that era who managed it. I'm sure I would love to see it someday. I've never been to the Castle Sponheim. But unlike Trump, who didn't like his name and changed it to Trump, Trump is a guy who just turns his back on the German people, ironically. He doesn't realize that 53% of this country is German. 17% are Hispanic or Latino. I mean, he's screwing himself over with demographics. My name was not von Sponheim. No, I was born David John Michael Sponheim. Thanks, Chicken on Demand. You need another flush with your head? Just like that. Rinse it off. Plague of corruption. Shocking vaccine safety news revealed. We've been talking about unnecessary death. 250,000 deaths from medical malpractice in America. You're looking at something even worse. Let me get a glass of water to drop my phlegm. Hang on.
do not. Never mind.
I'm kidding. Come on in. I'm done. Shocking safety
I
news.
thought you really needed a glass of water.
I really do. I need a gargle or something. Sarah's going to give me a quick break. Yeah, it's shocking. Let me just take a look at this.
Hello, Nick's Politics.
Seizures.
Since I've seen you.
Yeah. Next Politics is in. Hey, Nick. Long time, man. Used to talk online in 2009.
Wow.
Yeah, so additives used in the vaccines, that's all part of the deal. Whenever you move that mouse, it takes control of...
Oh, here.
No, that's okay. No, I got it. I'm just going to drop... No, let me just drop out of it. It's going all over the place. Sarah's going to talk to you now and read chat. No, you're moving me. It's got to be on a flat plane. We need a platter for that.
I could get a platter, I suppose.
Yeah, that doesn't work very well when it's on a circular plane. I'll get you a platter.
Whoa. Autism? Maybe they just didn't diagnose anyone with autism during that time, Dr. Meow. What? Roundup and vaccines? What? I like to dress conservatively, 194.
You're putting on the friendship notebook.
Okay, will do.
Actually, I have a clipboard.
That's good. I remind you of Diane Keaton. Oh, God. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to be that way. What? What are you talking about, 170? As long as he keeps... Who is that, 373? That keeps out of their parents' way. Oh, is it Assad's birthday? I had no idea. He doesn't even know me on 70. So I am smart, but I am also very persistent and very, what's the word, dedicated and very loyal. So I will be that way forever. No, this is as close as you're gonna get right now, tonight. Oh, is that on your medication or something? It don't matter? That's pretty funny. I dropped 40 people. 40 people, like, people just left because I came on? Maybe so. Well, I think 373, the best we could do is build each other up. And you can build up other people's intelligence. I think that's a great thing. Well, fantastic. I'm sorry that we dropped people because I am who I am. I don't know, 763. Maybe it's just because I'm a woman. I learned the word quesadilla at school. Well, thank you, 373. I'm sure I would like you too. People are different and, you know, it's fine. I don't think I'm flaunting anything. Well, thank you very much. 37.3, you're fine. I wonder if that's why a lot of women don't come into the chat room. How many other women are in the chat room? I could probably pull the mic closer to me, but I'm not coming closer to the mic or closer to the camera because I'm comfortable. I have no idea where Gonza River is. Why is your soul so kind? I think I was born this way, 612. But I also strive to be a good person as well. Like I strive to get better and have more empathy, and I read a lot of those, I like those self-help books, so. No, I'm just actually, I'm far away from the mic because I'm putting my feet up. Do I believe in Jesus? Well, I think Jesus was definitely a historical character and who was kind, and those are kind of things. That was good. Tech space? Well, I'll be with David forever, 37.3. It's just the way it is. I've made a commitment and I'm very loyal. How did we drop viewers and then gain viewers? Okay, Carpet, what would you like me to talk about? David's future as president? How we can help America? The future of our country? I don't think he's purposely attacking ethnic groups. School? You want to talk about school? I can tell you a story. I can tell you about my grandfather. He was kind of a kind soul like me. Well, I don't think he's purposely trying to offend anyone, 37.3. It's not on purpose. Yes, thank you, Lemon Moon. I would rather be compared to Julia Roberts than Diane Keaton. No offense, Diane. Oh, goodness. I dropped my mouse. Okay. Yeah, thank you. Oh, Lisa, wasn't there a Lisa Loeb? That's who people also used to compare me to. You say I only hear what I want to. You say I talk so all the time. So, that one. But I think that was before I had super long hair. Hair's just gotten long. Yeah, Lisa Loeb, the one hit wonder. Exactly. Yeah, I don't know where DT Laura is tonight. Maybe she's out on a wonderful date with a nice guy. Friday night. It's pretty good. I'm gonna be right back. You're Googling Diane Keaton. You want to sleep on my hair? Fine. Oh, I don't know who that is, 221, because I don't watch those kinds of videos. What about either the left exists or it doesn't? Well, thanks, Ivan, for sharing. No hair is as long as the hair on my head. I have super long hair on my head. Like, too long. Just how they are. Oh, goodness. You guys are kind of crazy. I think it's just because it's Friday night and you need to go out and dance. Find someone that will dance with you and all that. Not yet, 763. I don't know if I have proof against him. I think it is time to shave my head. It would be really good, right? Our hair grew off each other and together. That is funny. So Antique, you're the one that told me to grow it long. Now you want me to shave it completely, like super bald? I don't think I'm going to do that. BALD. Yeah, I can't see myself as a bald person right now. Maybe someday in the future. That's true. Washing my hair is difficult. Isn't the beta test coming out September 24th? 698, that's what I heard. They said they're not, I contacted them and thought that's what they said. Two 373 718. Okay, I'll make sure I'll take that out. Who would say that? Okay. I'm trying to find that. You're not supposed to be in here if you're 14 years old. Okay, if they chat again. Oh. Yeah, you need to be 18, so I'm going to at least mute you. How do you see his IP and determine that he's 14, though? 373. That's kind of weird, too. No, they said they want us to be part of it. They're just doing their thing or something. Yeah, you shouldn't be IP snooping on people, 373. And so how would you know that someone's 14 years old based on their IP? This world is difficult. What's my phone number? Well, the phone number for the party is... Hey, Master Meatball. My phone number for the party is 707 your ATP. YOUR-ATP. How can an IP say a person's age? Usually adults are the people that pay for internet service providers. Yeah, and I think that I should take care of you because you claim you can see people's IPs, so I'm going to get rid of you too. Yes, my hair is heavy. That's why I'm always like this. Because my hair is pulling me down. I suppose IPs are complex. What, parents can go in and change it to make sure people can see that they're 14? Oh, goodness. Oh, good. Nice to get rid of those people. Alright, Master Meatball. Hanging out. You and me. That's what I was saying, 221. Good evening to you, too. Oh, Devlin. Hi, Sarah. Hi, Devlin. Sorry I don't always respond to chat. I'm so bad at that, but no, I'm okay at that. What? Najix? That's not a good deal. Don't post your IP or claim to post your IP in a chat room. I mean, that is not Smart. Well, okay, you have a dynamic IP, you say, you claim? So you claim. Who is my celebrity crush? John Cusack. Yeah. I also like Val Kilmer, but probably John Cusack. Happy and fresh 2 hours ago. I can be happy and fresh right now. Hey everybody, how are you? I'm happy and fresh. What's my favorite Cusack film? Say Anything. I also like Serendipity. A dynamic IP versus a static IP. So a dynamic IP actually, every time you restart your modem, your numbers change, whereas a static IP, your numbers stay the same. Oh, I don't know if I saw 1408. 1408? I know, it is horrible, 6908. I've had it happen. Nope. The E Storm Davis, no. Thank you for your offer, but no. You type 3 commands in your command prompt and you have a new IP. It's really difficult to report DDoSers 698, I would say. So you can try to report it to your ISP, but your ISP says that, oh, that doesn't really happen to like average consumers. Like, I guess I'm not an average consumer because I'm in a chat room too much. I have not met any of those people in person, no. Alright, thanks 433. Oh, goodness. Who's your ISP? Ivan, I've got to purge you, you know that, right? Because if you're in this chat room, you've got to say that you're voting for Sponheim. Yeah, well, 698, then you can have your ISP change your IP. Yeah, it's, like I said, it's not fun. Ooh, that's weird. What is the president cooking? I think he's reheating something. Good idea. And don't go on Skype either. I mean, supposedly there's a way to make Skype less vulnerable, but it's definitely a way for people to get your IP. Space travel through a natural or man-made wormhole would be unproductive because you might end up 1,000 years into the future. Whatever you go in and out 2,000 years later, do you really think anyone will remember? I guess no one will remember, but is it really unproductive? No, I didn't have any lasagna today. David's not a flat earther. Next, you're going to say, I can't vote for someone who's not a flat earther. I usually am a giver, but not when it comes to that 699. Would I like to go out for ice cream sometime? Yes, by myself, not with you. I don't go out with people. Well, some modems are like that, dynamic IPs. It all depends on your ISP, your internet service provider. Well, which one's Eric 7636? You all have numbers. You can't, Ivan. No, David cooks. I sometimes cook, but not that often. You're banned on some Vaughn channels even after you get a new screen name. Maybe they're able to ban your IP on some channels. I don't know. Thank you, 370. Collecting and saving food stamps considered having a pension? I don't think it's traditionally considered having a pension, but I guess, I mean, you do have a fixed income.
Good. All right. Getting your feet off the ground. That's good. So, your stuff. Go for it.
Put some things on it.
Yeah. Stay ahead of it. All right. You know, I'm here to help. If any of you have any questions, feel free to ask me at any time, and I will answer to the best of my ability. Okay, we're going to turn guest off for a while. Eric, whoever you are, Eric. We did the actual show. We just wanted you to know that the show was great. It was fantastic. Now we can kick back and relax. It's the after show, 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock. Remember, we were only going to do a 2-hour show. And I start this at 5. And then officially recorded at 6. And here we are at 8. And you're asking, when does the show start? I mean, really?
Okay.
I'll take this off your hands.
You can just give it to me. I'll put it over here.
All right. Get some rest. We'll be continuing on. Thank you.
Sarah looks tired. Discount looks awesome.
Well, I rest up during the day. I have a monastery I live at, so wherever I go, I'm like constantly in deep Zen meditation. Totally in tune. I went outside tonight and looked at the beautiful sunset. It's my favorite time of night. And I said, this is why I'm alive. This is why I was born, just to be here right now. It's great to be in a position where I can actually help people, to give people the honesty that they need in the presidency, to direct plans that'll stimulate the economy finally, and to keep the rich people out of the way, and to do my best to help you, the American people, get your elected official to do what you want to do, because that's not happening in today's Congress. We are seeing people just getting elected because they want to get elected, because they want money. Career politicians becoming Democrats or Republicans. And I looked at those people and I said, no, I don't want that. That's why we started America's Third Party, to get away from the corruption. And we will set up bylaws when this thing becomes huge. We'll set up bylaws to prevent the kind of things like payback that's going on with the Global Initiative and Hillary and Donald. And where's that $63 million? No, I didn't change my hair color. God, you keep asking me that. I'm a blonde person. Sarah, do you predict? I don't know. Sarah doesn't make comments like that. I believe that 9/11 was an inside job and probably had something to do with Mossad or even the CIA. The fact that they got rid of 2.9 or $2.3 trillion on 9/11 disappeared is enough for us to do an entire show coming up on Sunday. We normally don't do shows on Sunday, so this is a big switch. We're going to open up a 5 o'clock to 2 o'clock show on Sunday to talk about 9/11. So you're wondering what kind of Zen master am I? Well, here's a battle between a Zen master, an energy shield master, and a martial arts expert. Let's take a look. Now, I normally don't play violence on our show, but hey, you know, Freedom Friday involves discussing violence. Here's the fight. Ready? Get set. Go. Be careful. He's building his energy shield. Whoa. Wow, he got the first move. Another one. Oh, big hit. To the face. Okay. That was not fun. He's generating more energy. Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
Все, Сань, нормально, не надо.
It looks like the white guy won. Thanks, Scissor Fight. Walton has something. You got Sarah on a Friday when she's nearly drained completely from all the work she does. It's amazing all the work she does. Rudy Giuliani, Donald Trump now believes Obama was born in the U.S. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I told you Donald was going to retract the birther issue. I've been saying all along he was not a real birther like I was. I'm the first original birther candidate. I started in 2008. And now Giuliani, his close friend, and the guy, you know, who knew a little bit more than he's telling about the 9/11 attack, he believes that he says Trump now believes Obama was born in the USA. Can you believe how fast Trump turns on his supporters? Folks, if you're a supporter of Trump, you can't really seriously expect to get that guy in the White House. Seriously? Write my name in. You get the original ideas instead of the copies, the imitator, and you get the real person, the honest person who's not going to screw you over. And I am going to give everybody $400 per U.S. citizen. That's my plan. Even if I have to create an infrastructure bank at the federal level. The $400 plan is really, really good. It's just a way of getting people off the ground and helping our economy stay afloat here. He can kiss my ass. Yeah, exactly. He rubs me the wrong way. My body is ready, says David. That was a TWP Russian hobo from a Caucasus fighting not martial arts experts. Are you sure? I thought that was an energy field expert, a Zen Buddhist. Well, thank you for sharing. You seem to know a lot. My body is ready. You know, I don't talk about the kind of sex acts I've ever engaged in. So thanks for asking, though. I appreciate that. I really do. I really want to talk about that. We still have a Patriot missile. Yeah, it just wasn't fully developed for the U.S. The Minuteman missile system was put on paper. But the Patriot missile system could be used as a defense system on the southern border. Absolutely. People have been saying, what if they lob RPGs over into our property if we build a fence? Well, we just won't have to worry about that. Plus, we have the ability of laser weaponry now, which is amazing. The kind of technology Lockheed Martin is working on that we need to fund. And we need to stop funding the F-35. Hey, I thought Dave was going to turn off guest chat. I was. But for some reason, it's just not taking. There you go. We have a keyboard problem. The old rechargeable batteries. Missed it by that much. 99? Hand me my shoe phone. Oh, Max. All right, here we go. I'm still frozen. DDoS in progress. Wow. Hey, while I do this, let me play a video for you. We'll continue helping a lot of you figure out all the reasons why you should thank Jewish people.
Now, I already mentioned banks and media, but what about property managers, manufacturers, merchandisers, communications companies, technology titans, and the rest? You will find that they are all kosher, just like all of our food. You know, when you see the number of yarmulkes in the boardroom, it really makes you want to say,
"Thanks, Jews."
You took the words right out of my mouth. And what about security? You want a government that protects you, right?
Of course, but you mean to tell me that Jews are responsible for that too?
Now, some people do recognize that there are a lot of Jews working overtime within the government bureaucracies to pass fantastic legislation, regulating business, enhancing education, revolutionizing our military, and controlling dangerous guns. But what most do not realize is that Jews are so concerned with our security that they have dual citizens from Israel here working in top positions of our government, monitoring threats to our country, putting us first and foremost.
That really is selfless of them. Thanks, Jews.
And do you know who has been enriching our lives with delightful diversity over the years?
I can take a guess.
And you'd be right. Jews have been behind America's immigration policy and civil rights movement for decades upon decades, ensuring that our country is multicultural and vibrant. Without Jewish influence, this would be such a bland and boring place to live. We know who to thank for all of the wonderful new additions to our land.
Thanks, Jews. They just care so much about making this a better place to live.
I think you're really starting to get the picture. This group of people, only 2% of our population, has been leading the way in banking, media, corporations, government, and almost everywhere else. I just don't think enough people realize the great work that they are doing. This modest people.
Yeah, there you go. So yay, Jews! You've done such a good job. Thank you so much for managing our bank. Now we have to develop an infrastructure bank. What's happening? I don't know. We were censored. So the infrastructure bank will be operating through the core of the White House. I'll have my fingers in the till because I have to help the Treasury get under control. The only person who can actually look at the Exchange Stabilization Fund at the center of the Treasury is the president, aside from the staff there at the Treasury. So I'm the only one who's going to be able to actually look into that dark secret place where all the black money comes, counterfeit money goes in and out. The opium money through the CIA is routed through there. Yeah. So we'll have to look at that. And all we're asking really is for about $2 trillion. But I've got a plan to actually fund the infrastructure bank. It will actually involve taking over the role of the Fed. So while the Fed is beginning to be retired out, we'll look at building up the infrastructure bank and opening the discount window to the Treasury. That's the simplest way. And using that to get 2% loans to U.S. businesses, hiring U.S. citizens at a living wage of $15 per hour, which I think is almost doable. There's a lag between 8:15 and 8:20. Yeah, I noticed that. It's something to do with my CPU usage. Let me remove some things from my CPU. I think there might be something on my end that I can correct. Let me see what I can do. We'll take down the job plan. You guys know what that's all about. Yeah, things are getting hot around here, you know. The political climate is heating up. We've got a massive situation in California. Dry as a bone, and you guys, I'm worried about you. I'm a little concerned that people are, baking down there, and you're running out of money. You're running out of water. And California is $590 billion in debt. Let me look at the debt clock. Yeah, they could be poisoning you too, yeah. The national debt clock tells me what San Francisco or California is like. The national debt is at an all-time high of $19.5 trillion, and it's jumping as we speak here. But I can go to the state debt clots here and go to California. Okay, it's not as bad as I thought, good, but it's still pretty bad. The California debt is $433 billion. California, here I come, right back where I started from. Yeah, $433 billion. That's serious. Yeah, it's just... And Washington, another liberal state, is close to $90 billion. Let's see what Washington is. 433 for California. And Washington is, I'm going to guess 77. 81 billion. Yeah, 81 billion. Crazy. So they keep spending rapidly. I do have a great singing voice, really. I was told I couldn't sing. As a child, I was told that I wasn't able to sing. Yeah, it's going to be in my book I'm writing. I haven't written that part yet. Yeah. I think some teachers are brutal. I tried to do a solo of I Did It My Way, and they just didn't like it. Let me get a handle on this. All right, I wouldn't want to be in the desert of California right now. The temperature must be over the top. Okay. I will broadcast for 9/11 Potato Girl. Yes. We will do a wonderful retro, and we'll be asking all the questions that the mainstream media doesn't ask. Like, why was there a circular hole in the Pentagon? What was that all about? How come there weren't signs of a plane going into it? I mean, it's simple questions, really. Wow. People are excited about the new iPhone, but have yet to discover this amazing gadget. It's a gadget? It's called, oh, right, intermittent wiper. That's pretty funny. I don't believe it was an outside-only job, though, Lot Lizard. I think it could have happened inside, too. If you were in the building like the Pentagon, say you're working for the Office of Naval Intelligence, the place that was targeted. All 127 people died. They were doing some research at the time when they got killed by the missile. Did I say missile? I meant missile. The missile that hit the Pentagon killed the Office of Naval Intelligence workers, and they were researching a bond issue that George H.W. Bush had opened up 10 years prior, September 11th, 1991. You were in Building 7 on 9/11? Where were you? In the drain? Not many people survived that building. You want to talk about it? Give me a call, 707 your ATP. Or reach me on the Psychic Friends Network and ask for Miss Cleo. She's no longer living, but you'll get through that code word, Miss Cleo. Miss Cleo? Is David there? You know, I wish I could just bring you great news, but the Dow Jones dropped 400 points, or nearly 400 points. And we've expected this for a long, long time, and expect another down day this week coming up. But traditionally, it's always a big up day for silver and gold. So we're going to probably see rises in gold and silver the first couple days, and then another down day. I believe the stock market is artificially inflated to 18,000 plus, and is going down, down, down. Yeah, I believe it'll reach a 10,000 before it finally settles. Here's a really interesting subject for you to meditate on if you're in a dorm room in a college. Okay, what if the spider you killed in your home had spent his entire life thinking that you were his roommate? Ever think about that? No. You only think about yourself. That was pretty funny. Well, I guess it's time to talk about violence. We haven't really touched on the brutality issue tonight. It's been a long time since we could, discuss brutality in an open, candid way. But before we talk about violence by cops against innocent people, let's just touch on the violence of people being killed. And Hillary has attracted 55 plus people, 56 people now that we know of, possibly over 100, we don't know, that are part of the body count. And yeah. Recently, this past week, we had another person die. The Seth Rich, the guy who worked for Democratic
This is a 2016 U.S. presidential.
Yeah, there's concern that maybe he was. Yeah, it could be a conspiracy, but he was shot and he had a wallet on him, and he definitely had his own entire money on him, so he was not robbed. It's difficult reading 300 different chats at the same time, so bear with me and talk. Cast graphics are giving off something. Hang on. Yeah, you notice how I've been getting that 80s vibe ever since the show started. People have been saying, "Hey, are you from the 80s?" Well, actually, I did start smoking some marijuana back then. Yeah, I heard, hang on a second, let me freeze frame that beautiful plant. I heard that Larry Silverstein bought the World Trade Center months before 9/11, and he got $4.5 billion insurance for the buildings. Thanks, Spitfire. Hey, you'll have to come in on our day of reckoning, 9/11. He was the first murdered person in the county. He was at, really? Are you talking about somebody in your county? Obama's he's actually said that he's going to stop a pipeline operation. Here's a guy who smoked marijuana most of his life, and he hasn't legalized marijuana. And now he's ordering the North Dakota pipeline construction to stop. So there you have it. Trying to save some money, moving the oil through pipelines because of the land routes were so unsafe. Obama's stopped yet another progressive move that would actually help oil
The Obama
production in our
administration
country.
said it would not authorize construction on a critical stretch of the Dakota Access Pipeline, handing a significant victory to the Indian tribe fighting the project the same day the group lost a court battle. The administration said construction would halt until it can do more environmental assessments.
Well, if it stops the violence and it stops the large gathering of Native Americans who are upset about this, I think we can actually, see this as a positive. I never thought I'd be saying that about Obama, but yeah. I don't mind stopping it for a while. Let's figure out how safe this pipeline is, and let's make sure the people are on board with it, Yes, we will be having a special 9/11 broadcast this Sunday, 5 p.m. to 2 a.m. Make your what hard? Your nipples hard? That is weird, man. And if we don't get somebody out there with a vocal cord to scream for decency and truth and honesty in government, then we're screwed. Okay, we got a couple things lined up for our show tonight. This is one of them. Alert Feds to steal 2016 election, DHS, and the Clinton body count warning. We're going to look at that. And Larry Silverstein, its confirmation is coming in right now. He did buy the World Trade Center months before 9/11, and he got $4.55 billion. Thank you for that clarification. Appreciate it. Yeah, right on. Spitfire. Good information from Spitfire TD. I hope you make it into our show on Sunday. Thanks. So some people are saying that they're not even offering over $10. People betting on whether I'll become president of the United States right now. They put the limit. That's how big the numbers are. It's probably 1,000,000 to 1 odd that I'll be the president. Yeah, but they've limited it at $10. Somebody told me in some online gambling association. Yeah. So they don't want people to clean up. A good night, Sunstar. Sleep well. Thanks for coming in. Hope you have a good night. Hope you got past that car accident thing that happened to you a while back. Yeah, I think she had a fender bender she had to deal with. Whew. All right. They have limited to $10, Larry. It sucks. A lot of you really think that I have some potential, and I really appreciate that. It makes me, warms the cockles of my heart. Oh yeah, goodbye 100 millions of investments, 25,000 jobs. Meow is like acting like he's surprised at the contraction in the markets. I've been predicting this since my countdown to economic collapse ended in 2012. 4 years we've been waiting for the contraction in the market. It's like it's obvious it's coming, man. Deal with it. I hope you're not heavily leveraged or invested. All right, so I guess we can talk a little bit about some of the cover-ups and lies that have happened in America before we get to brutality. But I would like to just touch on the importance of legalization. This man, I know you've seen this video before, but this guy right here has epilepsy, and he starts smoking a doobie. His name is Dave.
You're all right, buddy.
And he starts smoking a doobie. He's having a meltdown.
Dave Douglas having a seizure.
He's having a seizure.
His first toke.
Dave Douglas. His first toke. Okay, I'm going to fast forward 3 minutes.
Yeah, you've been having a lot lately, too. That's right.
He's having his, like, 5th toke.
See, because you're under-medicated.
You're under-medicated, dude.
Yeah.
And now look at he's
Still
normal.
a little nauseous, but I'm feeling a lot better.
Look at that. After about 5 or 6 tokes, he's feeling nauseous, but he feels a lot better. And you people want to not legalize marijuana. And it saves a guy of epilepsy. He can swallow his tongue. People that have serious neurological problems end up dying from choking on their tongue. Why do you think Hillary Clinton has a hole in her tongue? Anybody know? Yeah, you didn't know? Yeah, it's really beneficial. Well, whatever. He could be skin and bones. He could also just be Dave, your uncle, who's high on marijuana or something. I mean, a lot of people smoke marijuana, don't talk about it. You know? I think we know who we're talking about here. But you didn't see the... oh, yeah, let me show it to you. It's special. A Hillary tongue. We've got the Hillary tongue, and we've got the another one on top, the Hillary earpiece. And we also have Hillary's phlegm in reverse to bring you. Okay, so she has a hole in her tongue. She has an earpiece to talk to people when she's doing her debates. And she's got a loogie coming out of her throat, indicative of a serious illness. Oh, but no, she doesn't need to have a medical report sent to us. No, we don't need any of that. We're okay. I mean, coming from the voters who voted for a Kenyan for president, and by the way, now, like I said, Trump is saying that Obama is born in the U.S. He gave up the whole birther thing now that he's #1 in the Republican ranks. There's the earpiece, there's the hole in her tongue, and there's the loogie. What more can you get on a wonderful, wonderful Friday night? And if we don't get somebody out there with a vocal cord to scream for decency and truth and honesty in government, then we're screwed.
We can't stop and we won't stop. We're gonna
Let's try to
dance all
stop.
night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop.
So she needs a prompter to talk. She needs a glass to drink, and she's got loogies dropping out of her mouth.
So let's be clear.
And you want to vote for Hillary.
Please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
And then we got the Trump tards, all listening to my ideas and liking Trump for some reason. It's crazy. And I'm worried about Trump because he likes Hitler. So our choices are really, really bad this year. 75% do not trust either Hillary or Donald.
We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, 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 and we won't stop.
In this coming election year, please vote for David Sponheim. America's Third Party.
We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, and we won't stop. We're gonna dance all night, bring it on to the sunlight. We can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop, we can't stop.
Whoa, okay, I don't want to descend into the hellish torment. Okay, so this is the thing that makes us special. The fact that we want to offer jobs linked to a U.S. banking loan, 2% loans. The fact that we want to give everybody $400 a month per U.S. adult and get rid of welfare and food stamps as we know it. The fact that we want to give everybody a chance to get a hand up as opposed to a handout. It's a great opportunity. We've got programs up the yin yang. We've got the Homestead Renewal Plan. We've got a job program, a 6-week to 6-month program to get people educated in a certified area that'll link to a job. And even double-sized Pell Grants to finance this, locked to fixed tuition. We've got a plan to clean up the healthcare sector, offering mobile medical units, which is our idea. It's not Trump's. It's our idea. And the idea is to roll out these mobile medical units in 200 cities by the end of the year. By 2017, I hope to have these things rolled out and working. Alleviating the pressure on the ER and trauma care centers around the country. Lowering the cost of health care for all of you. Anybody can see one, whether you're a U.S. citizen or not, you can go there and get treated. And we're fulfilling the U.S. Supreme Court mandate of 2000 regarding the interpretation of the 14th Amendment and equal protection under the law. So we're in compliance. We've got a 1,000-mile fence that we want to put up that'll help build jobs and use the existing prison labor force of illegal aliens to pay for it. We're actually going to save money by not having to warehouse these people in prisons beyond the 3-month period it takes to have them build up in shifts the fence. And we can put a fence in 1 year as opposed to a wall, which is going to take 10 years. So even if we strung a line, we could do that in 1 year, an electric line. But we don't want to just string an electric line. Yeah, well, I'd like to give you more cowbell. I know that many of you have been suffering from a lack of cowbell, so I thought the rest of the evening could just be you and I and the cow. Would you rather have I've got a little foot and mouth dance routine I can do. Whoa, wait, back on the farm. Okay, let's see. We got the cowbell. Here we are, tapping in. Cowbell on tap. Come to me, cowbell. There you go. That'll make you feel better. Master Meatball says you do have potential, and that's all I'll say. Master Meatball, thank you very much. One news source says I'm as valid as any other. Excellent, thanks. That's a really good approval. Appreciate that. I heard cows are very, very upset by cowbells. So in honor of PETA, I don't want to in any way do the cowbell anymore so as not to jeopardize all the poor cows that have to listen to this. I know I told you that. Would you rather look at Donald Trump stick his foot in his mouth? That might be more fun. You know, I met a homeless man who claimed he was Jesus Christ. But here is a homeless man who claims he's Jesus Christ. Maybe it's this guy I met. There's a lot of homeless guys that claim they're Jesus Christ. This guy really dressed like Jesus. He talked like Jesus. Let's see if he's the same guy.
I am the return of Christ! Jesus Christ! You gotta be fucking kidding me. Christ! You gotta be
People are freaking out. Whoa.
End of the world! The rapture is upon us!
Pretty wild. Is that it?
I am Jesus Christ! Don't judge a book by its cover, especially when this book smells like a dead cat. Material possession leads you to the devil. Snapchat.
Okay, that was a miracle performed by a homeless man using very advanced levitation booths that only Chris Angel has. I don't know where he got a hold of those things, but they fell for it. Yeah, same style Chris Angel uses. Yeah, the guy apparently was a really good magician who followed the Chris Angel act, because I saw Chris Angel do this on his show. Pretty amazing. Yeah, so people will fall for everything. I just cannot imagine the possibility of Jesus Christ coming to this earth, a second coming, if you will, and not getting locked up in a mental hospital. The way the police state is, you know that even if he were to, for those who are believers, you know he would even be completely exiled and repudiated for having visions or whatnot. But for you atheists who don't believe in anything, the idea that somebody has great gifts or abilities shouldn't be shunned by society. We should at least, give Hillary a chance to maybe serve up a green milkshake or something. That could be like the mainstay of her campaign is the green milkshakes. And the earpiece is a telltale sign of a person getting information given to them so they can speak. So apparently they think they can fool everybody. And that's a telltale sign of how weak our society's become, really, and vulnerable. I cannot imagine somebody doing that 2,000 years ago. They would have been named Jesus Christ and lauded as the savior of mankind. And it's a parlor trick that Chris Angel can do. Yeah. It's like amazing. All right. Spitfire has something very interesting. He wants to talk about Hillary's handler and the diazepam booster shot that her handler has. Her handler is a guy who specializes in epilepsy. And here's the doctor with the diazepam shot to shoot her right there. Anytime a person has epilepsy, they are prone to getting a serious reaction without something calming them down. Parkinson's, epilepsy, the same kind of symptomology. And Hillary is definitely got something going on. Everybody's talking. We've got the video we'll play again of the doctor who says that she has Parkinson's disease. I don't know if this will derail her campaign or not, but she's playing a lot of games where she pretends to be perfectly fine, and she's not. Far from it. Hillary, you need help. See a doctor, for crying out loud. And try not to have somebody taken away, like the doctor that she has, her physical therapist. Yeah, her physical therapist actually, his father died recently in a drowning incident because they say that he was the guy that released her medical records to the public through Twitter. And she doesn't seem like a very dangerous person there with her little head bob going on, but the Clinton dynasty shows us that we've got serious problems in River City with this person. She can orchestrate unbelievable terror around the world. The guy, Gary Burns, who wrote a story about when he was a Secret Service agent at the White House, he's just come out blazing against her, saying she literally terrorizes the people around her, living in fear of what she's going to say next. So you can imagine a person this incompetent who has a zeal and a lust for power with under 57 days to go to the election, still in control of the media with her $2 billion in campaign funds. Yes. And Donald Trump doesn't have anywhere near the money she has. And Donald Trump won't even report his earned income. So we're beginning to think that Donald Trump was thrown in the race like John McCain and Mitt Romney as a shill. So Donald Trump won't even report where the $63 million is going that he got recently. I believe I'll win, Time Pilot. I just need enough mainstream media attention. Yeah. You mock Christ and make jokes. You will wish you didn't, but for most of it, you will be too late. Yeah. Go back to polishing your axe, buddy. You sound like one of those axe murderers. Yeah, you need to seriously tune yourself up, man. You mock the Jesus. Don't mess with the Jesus. Isn't that a great scene? Great scene from The Big Lebowski.
He thinks the carpet pizzers did this? Well, dude, we just don't know.
Por el camino del desierto, el viento me despeina, su aroma de colita, no nada del área. maestra del camino. Soy Moza el corredor y yo te dije de 100. Welcome to the Hotel California.
Fucking Santana. That creep can roll, man.
Yeah, but he's a pervert, dude.
Yeah.
No, he's a sex offender with a record. He did 6 months of Chino for exposing himself to an 8-year-old.
Huh.
When he moved to Hollywood, he had to go door to door to tell everyone he was a pederast.
What's a pederast?
Flash your piece out on the lanes. I'll take it away from you and stick it up your ass and pull the fucking trigger till it goes click.
Jesus.
You said it, man. Nobody fucks with the Jesus.
He's a good man, John is. John Goodman. Thank you so much for sharing my Big Lebowski moment. That was great. I had a chance to actually save Jeff Bridges' life, and he'll never even know it. He was walking down the street, Main Street in Santa Monica one day, from his limo. And he walked right up to me, and he was drunker than a skunk. And he turned around and he went right into this plate glass window that we had next to the place where I was working. And true story, yeah, I grabbed him. I said, "Oh, no, no," and I grabbed him, and like face to face with Jeff Bridges, hugging, and the smell of alcohol was everywhere. And I saved him, and I reached over to his bodyguard or his limo driver. I said, "Hey, could you help me out here?" "Oh, yeah, sorry." But he would have gone through the plate glass window. It was just unbelievable. He'll never know I saved his life. I'm his secret Santa, I guess. That is a great movie. Big Lebowski, everybody. I didn't like the smell of Jeff Bridges, I can tell you that. It's the smell of alcohol. You know, Sarah and I don't drink, so, you know, when you drink, everything smells like alcohol, I guess. Yes, I don't buy it. You're lying. No, it really did happen to me. I was in a very high-profile area for about 8 years. The likes of Ted Turner and others were just a few feet away from me. And I was working in a retail establishment at the time. Oh, I don't know. Scissor Fight's got a story we have to profile. Wow. PK Truth is going to have to respond. He's got a 15-minute response to somebody who said that Paul Craig Roberts thinks he's a foul mouth, and he's going to go back at him. Good. Freedom of speech, everybody, on Freedom Friday. David, what did you say about Jesus of Nazareth? I said nothing. I said if there was a second coming, which many of you are waiting for, they'd probably end up putting Jesus in a mental hospital. The way our laws are, the way the police state is. That's what I'm saying. I'm actually offering all of you Christians and non-Christians alike a certain amount of ecumenical understanding, if you will. Yes. Now you got going thinking about the second coming. And you're wondering, could you last a second time? But that's the wrong way to go. The bottom line is, our country is so ridiculous that if you grew a garden in your front yard, out in an area of Florida, and you grew vegetables in your front yard, you can be arrested or charged with a fine. I mean, we're creating a police state. We had a story last week where somebody put a vegetable garden in front of their house, and the bylaws of their community said you're not allowed to have a vegetable garden there, which, I mean, it's ridiculous. I don't know. She's too tired. She's not going to make it, Canna. She's sleeping right now. No, I didn't change my hate color. The color of hate is still the same color. My hair color? No, it's called blonde. Thanks, no biggie. That's cool, Kana. You must like Sarah a lot. A lot of you really love her. Sounds like Homeowners Association, yeah. It's the Alzheimer's Association. They told you can't think. It looks more golden? Well, thank you so much. People have been criticizing me quite a bit for having fake hair, and I have real hair. Yeah, it's one of those nights that, looking back on the whole thing, we are bracing ourselves for the big event, whatever it is. We're not really sure what it's going to be like, whether it'll be a disaster. David, I asked you, what do you know personally say about Jesus of Nazareth? I just told you, I now personally said that if Jesus were to return to earth in the form of a second coming, he would be put in a mental hospital for psychiatric evaluation. I mean, it's not a really denigrating thing. I'm not saying horrible things about Jesus. I'm saying our country has refused to acknowledge anything that would be different or aberrant. Behavior like tearing down the money changer booths that they say Jesus did, going out against the Orthodox Jewry in his area, would have cost him his life in a country like the Philippines, where Duterte is killing drug dealers. They'd probably kill anybody who tore down booths as well. I mean, seriously. We're living in a very police state-oriented country in America, but you look around the world, it's even worse. Yeah, he'd basically say he walked through a wall. Oh, no, oh. Yeah, well, all-powerful, great, but, Jesus wasn't that all-powerful when it came to preventing himself from getting strung up on and crucified. So I don't know why you're ascribing superhuman qualities to bear. I'll solve the problem. Hang on. I don't know why you're ascribing superhuman qualities to people, to a person who exhibited miracles. You're giving him superhuman. I mean, you've been watching too many comic book movies or something. Read the Bible. You read the Bible, and which one are you going to read? The Old Testament or the New one? If you want a religious conversation, you need to come to our Sunday show, where I will be dressed in pious white, and I'm talking about the Lord and 9/11. I'm letting it out right now. I'm letting guest chat in. Okay, here we go. I know, I turned it off. I was playing with you. All right, come on in. I was not here last Sunday because it is a day of rest, but this Sunday I have chosen to violate my tenet, my sacred code with the Lord, to broadcast to you over the tragedy of 9/11. I have no knowledge of anything you're talking about. I will be wearing white, the true color of the Lord, for in that Lord says that cleanliness is next to godliness. I mean, this will be a fun Sunday show. It won't be a religious show. It's a Sunday show. Dave, I now support you in the name of the Lord. Thank you. Hey, I've always said I have a personal relationship with the Lord, okay? And I do believe in God, so you're not talking to an atheist, okay? Just so you know that. Thank you. Thanks for accepting me as I am. Bless you. That sounds like mocking to me. You're not being a good enough Christian. You need to go show your Christianity. Some of you people really need to take your Christianity back to the Bible and read Matthew 6:6, in which he has said that you should go forth and pray in the closet. So all of you who are in the closet, continue praying. Matthew 6:6. Read it. Oh, be warned. I know they can't even read or spell. I mean, they're barely functional. They're like right above the premillennial stage, where they're I guess they're called manlets, and they begin forming their underarm hair, and they start acting like they think they know what they're talking about. Yeah, it's weird. It's a weird phenomenon. They say that it might be partly due to the hormone structure in the meat byproducts. I should say, they say that, yeah, you're out of here. Take it easy, man. It's Agenda 21, that's what it is. I'm out. I never made out with anybody. You're out of your mind. Leave. Good night, Mr. Bill. Sleep welleth. Well, we're going to let Bingo stay in here. He's having a hard time adjusting to modern times. Many of the people are like almost like Carrie walking around. They live in a very orthodox world. It's either black or white in their world. That is not a Christian. I resent your remarks about gays. My son is gay. Well, there you have it. Lot Lizard is upsetting Lemon Moon. I don't blame you. Some people are laughing because they think it's funny. There's a 2-hour NBC special on John Benet Ramsey, and they're not even going to talk about John Benet being the actual Katy Perry. Have you heard the legendary story about John Benet and Katy Perry being identical? They've done advanced picture assessments of what John Benet would have looked like, and they have determined without any question that they are the same person. Yep. There you have it. I'm just telling you, this is Bossip is featuring this story. Visit page. She's the same age, yeah. She's exactly the same age that John Benet would have been. That is weird. You can't be serious. People really believe Katy Perry is murdered 6-year-old John Benet Ramsey. Yeah. This must be a story debunking it. From Bossip. Someone might want to alert singer Katy Perry what she was murdered back in 1996. She's really John Benet. A YouTuber user revealed several facts that bolster his claim, including the fact that John Benet's parents, John and Patsy, look remarkably similar to Perry's own parents, pastors Keith Hudson and Mary Perry. Oh, wow. There's a video. 7-minute video. Let's play that tonight.
With a lot of the shows on YouTube, you have the truth with the lie.
That'll be fun. All right. It looks like her, yeah. We'll see that. Would you debate Gary Johnson? No. Bingo. Gary Johnson supports forced vaccinations. That's not even a debate. Everybody knows that forced vaccinations are wrong. So the answer is no. Really? You know Katy Perry's actual, seriously, her Twitter address? Are you serious? There is no Richard Greco. I have no idea who that person is. Yeah. You're out of your mind. Why wouldn't you debate him? Because I got to get Jill Stein into the debate too. If you can get Jill Stein and Gary Johnson together, I'll debate all of those people. Aleppo is a city, the second largest city in Syria. And it's one of the second largest cities of commerce in Syria. And it's been destroyed by the civil war. Yeah. I've never been to Denny's in San Diego. But thank you for asking. Oh, so it's really Katy Perry. It's not Twitter at... Okay. Duh. Yeah, I mean, I tried to Twitter Donald Trump about the $400 thing, and I got the real Donald Trump, and he didn't respond to my Twitter message. Can you imagine Donald Trump not responding to any of you? And here I'm talking to you every night, openly, chatting with you. Tonight was fish stick night. I like stuff. Yeah, we had a traditional Catholic fish stick night. I'm not a practicing Catholic, but, I thought I'd just do fish sticks anyway. I'm getting my fish sticks from the East Coast. From the Atlantic waters. I've been to Denny's, yeah, but not to the one in San Diego. So now you're sharing about your first relationship with a homosexual relationship. That's special. Thanks for sharing. Not. Gordon's is really good, yeah. I like the ones that are grown in Cape Cod and harvested off the waters of New England. Off the pristine, non-radiated waters of New England. I prefer my lobster from the East Coast, as opposed to the West Coast. David, please. You're a single mother who now dates black men. You have no use on earth. You raised it. Are you serious? Law Lizard, you're out of here, man. You are out of here. Yeah. Yeah, you're going on major holdback. Now, Lot Lizard, you got to... This is the deal. I'm going to ban you, Lot Lizard. Yep. But I may unban you later. But what you're doing to a good supporter here is tantamount to hating on that person. It's a hate move, Lot Lizard, and that's wrong. Yeah. Najix, that ban was well over time. I will unban him later. But he needs to think about what he just did. Yep. That's wrong. Okay. 785 says, have you ever milked a real cow, Dave, and drank fresh milk straight from the tit? And then you went on to say that is retarded, fake, and gay. Wow. See, that's the kind of conversation a millennial has with himself. You know, Lot Lizard told me he wasn't going to come back to the network at all. So he lied back then. He said he would never come back to the network. Man, I've had some weird experiences. The YMCA showers would not be one of the most weird. So you're saying fresh milk has blood and pus in it? You really take the fun out of life, I'll tell you. You know, we all were raised on milk, and having a bowl of cereal with milk is like almost American as apple pie. And now you're telling me it's got blood and pus in it. You're going to go? Why are you going? You're too upset? Okay. Well, honestly, that's ridiculous. I'm so sorry that person came out and said those horrible things about you. Or your son. I'm sorry. Well, we did what we could to mitigate your loss, but try to hang in there and relax. You can take chat too seriously. Oh, my goodness. Oh, I'm so sorry you have to deal with this. Well, we did ban him. Ah, he's in a wheelchair. I'm so sorry. Well, I'm glad he denies it because I don't know who you're talking about. Well, I think that climate change is artificially derived. I think that they're purposely creating... You're welcome. I think they're purposely creating climate change. It's an orchestrated plan. Part of the effort to push Hillary to the presidency has been an elaborate process. But one of the most powerful reasons why people are thinking she's the answer is that she supports cap and trade legislation, and everyone seems to think that there's climate change going on, except for some hardcore Republican fascist right-wingers like Donald Trump, who says that California isn't facing a drought. Well, not only is the drought being caused by human intervention and mass weather modification techniques. At this point, I don't comment about kratom, other than if it's dangerous. I'm glad they banned it. Your cat has Down syndrome? Wow, that's serious. I never thought cats could have Down syndrome. Do you have a photo of your cat? That would be kind of interesting to see a cat with Down syndrome. Never heard of such a thing. I have a little cat that had a bad eye. That's my little cat, Amber Bamber. Isn't she cute? She's part coon cat, and she's a tabby, tortoiseshell tabby, and she's got a little bit of Burmese in her, I think. And her left eye was hurt when she was born. She had chlamydia as a baby. And the doctor said that the veterinarian said she's a female. Well, all I'm saying is Hillary is not the issue here. My cat is. All right? She is. Thank you, Kana Diane. Anyway, my cat, I saved her life 13 going on 14 years ago. She's turning 14 this year. And she's become such a great lap cat, I can't tell you. And the veterinarian, when she was 1 year old, said she'd only live about a year, if that. And I said, no. I went online and I found out that chlamydia is curable if you run a 15-day course of antibiotics, even for humans. Yeah, she got chlamydia in her eye, And when we got her, she was bleeding out of that left eye and out of her nostril. So I got her on a regime right away of bird biotic. And I just said, screw the veterinarian. I don't need the veterinarian. I just went out and I said, Sarah, we got to do something quick. So we ordered the bird biotic and I put it in her food for 15 days and she was right back to normal. We saved her. The mother had the clap, yeah. Look, Kratom is a terrible, terrible drug. The side effects are horrible. So banning it makes total sense. Let's take a look at the effects of Kratom, shall we? It's an anti-diarrheal medicine. Painkiller, recreational drug. Popular name for a tree, and the drug comes from its leaves. The drug may be bought in leaf form, but in this country it is more likely to be purchased as a capsule filled with powdered leaf material. It's considered a new psychoactive substance. Well, let me research this and find out how many people have died from this disease. I mean, from this drug. It's helping people get off heroin. I've heard about it. I heard about it being released. If it really is helping people, and it really is good, then I'm in favor of it. You jog my memory. Thank you for bringing me up to speed on Kratom. I thought it was one of those things like salvia. I've heard of salvia being very dangerous. Yeah, you'll have to forgive me. I forgot about its benefits. But looking into it, I'll find out if there are any negative effects. But I take it back on Kratom. You know, it seems like they're presumptive and they're trying to stop people from going off heroin, which conforms to my view that maybe they're trying to get rid of us all. Back to the Hillary momentum here. So it's got less than 2 months before the election, and she hasn't completely stumbled other than vomiting sputum, which, you know, some people think it's kind of a sympathy move when sputum is coming out of her mouth. I don't know. She's got so much support from the people that brought us Obama, the Kenyan citizen. Yeah, we pretty much know that he was a Kenyan citizen. So we have a lot of problems other than Hillary at this point. We got the Democrats. Well, I don't mind listening to somebody who's trying to wake me up about the benefits of Kratom. It does look like the big pharma is trying to stop it. Yeah, thank you for making me aware of that. She should have used a red Solo cup. Yeah, her biggest mistake was having a clear glass of water and dropping phlegm wads in it. In retrospect, we'll look back on Hillary's time running for presidency and say, yeah, remember in 2008 when she cried in New Hampshire and Obama lied? She cried and Obama lied about non-mandatory health insurance, and that switched the roles, and Hillary lost to Obama in 2008. And then this will be her stellar moment when she dropped her phlegm wads in her glass. I just don't want Trump to get away with the Hitlerian takeover of our country. So that's why I really believe that if we could get a write-in campaign going in time for the election, I absolutely need everybody we can to sign the volunteer page and add yourself as an elector. The list will not be sold ever, and the only time your name and address would be used is if we won the popular election in your state as a write-in candidate. So the mechanism is in place to win this election. We just have to wake up a lot of people rather fast. It's crazy. So going to AmericasThirdParty.com and clicking the volunteer button and just adding your name and address and clicking the elector button. And we'll know which state you're in from your address. And you'll be automatically added as a elector. And the list will not even be published unless we win the popular vote. So there's no risk. Winning the popular vote will have enough momentum to actually win the 2020 election, actually. If we can win the popular vote in any one state in this election, I will get guaranteed mainstream media attention. And we've got 4 years to convince the American people that whoever they did vote for was a mistake. It won't be that hard. You like the red shirt, really? I was told Willie Pickles came in and says, Willie Pickles says, David, I don't think the red shirt is presidential. I think Willie is just trying to make me not wear the red shirt. Thank you, Kana. There is nothing coming from her mouth into the glass. Are you blind? We're doing a tribute every day to Wintard. You know, her legacy is without a doubt a huge loss for a lot of people. We have Wintard's picture, and there's still money being collected, I think, on her Facebook account, her mother's GoFundMe page. Not really sure what's going on there. Okay, so mucoid sputum does that. It's so thick it has no bouncy. Right, mucoid sputum. Mad Dog, you're a mortuary technician, right? So you would know more about mucoid sputum than anybody here. Yes, well, she did OD, yes. It's not a lie. We're talking about Wintard, Winter Connolly. This is what they're hiding. Wow. I can't wait to find out. Maddie D for Truth has that. And BPK talking about Paul Craig Roberts. We'll talk about that too. Lots of good stuff lined up for the evening. Miracle performed by a homeless man was funny, but it's not worth repeating. I'll add it to my miscellaneous section. Yes, it's interesting. See the reaction. Obama's ordered a stop to the North Dakota pipeline construction. I understand why he's doing it. I get it. We definitely need to get to the bottom of this. If 4,000 Native Americans are against it, we need to know why. And the environmental crisis that's constantly being discussed is never really discussed full and foremost. Scissorfight has the link. You can go click the GoFundMe link to support Wintard's funeral expenses. And there's the link for... I'm sorry, that article cannot be found. You got the link to her obituary, right? Scissorfight? It didn't come up in my search for some reason. I care about details, yeah. So is anybody having a problem with the sputum coming out of her mouth? Okay, good. Yeah, here's the link to her obit. Some people were saying that she didn't have an obit, but she did. And this is it. She was a powerful, vocally, verbally offensive person, but you loved her for that. She was really, really out there. And it's amazing how the people that are most verbally, like, nobody can touch them kind of thing, are the most vulnerable. There are people out there that... Her funeral is going to be at Laurel Land Memorial Chapel in Laurel Land Memorial Park. Yeah, she was born June 5th, 1995 in Fort Worth to Scott and Connolly and Amber Dawn Dunaway. And she was a graduate of Claiborne Team High School. I wish there was more we could have written about her. I mean, she's such an amazing personality that she had this bigger-than-life presence online. And she did a lot of... yeah, you know, something has to... has to stop with people feeling bad about themselves, you know. Our society is so driven by perfection that when everyone feels like they don't have perfection, they hate themselves. Oyster dressing, that was a good one, 667. That was a good show, the Oyster Stew Show, Thanksgiving, yeah. Thanks, Mad Dog. And my death space has something, that article just doesn't come up for some reason, Mad Dog. She was a sweetheart, yeah. I always wanted to talk to her longer, too. It bums me out. You know, every time she called, I wanted her to call back. Here you getting me all emotional again. I put my glasses on. I don't want to well up here. Yeah, it's just so sad when somebody at 21 years old dies and there's no reason for it. She must have had her reasons, though. I almost think it comes down to personal expectation. You know, I never expected it to be easy doing what I needed to do in life. I always knew it was going to be really, really tough. I knew that I was taking the road less traveled when I took this effort upon me. And I knew that it would always be facing adversity. She started coming into our show in 2014, about 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago. Right as soon as we started on Vaughn, about a year into it, then she started calling in. She didn't call in more than 5 or 6 times, I think. But I can hardly find where she did call in because I got to go through hours. I've got thousands of hours of video I'd have to comb through to get it. I don't know if anyone has any video that she did either that they may want to bring out on Sunday. Let's see if that works. Okay. So there it is. It's a full-on picture of her. She was just 21 years old. Her friend, or wasn't really a friend, one of the people that knew her at parties called in. Her name was Jazzy. We talked to her a couple days ago. And Jazzy said that she didn't hang around with the drug crowd, but Winter did. Wintard was more into drugs. She always inspired strong emotions in people. More often than not, people loved the tough, funny, and witty person Winter was. Winter touched many lives with her fierce personality, and this GoFundMe campaign is to help Winter's grandparents and family pay for her funeral so that everyone that loved her can give her a proper goodbye one last time. Wow. Jeez. So young to die. So young, really. So sad. Yeah, it really is. Bingo has some psychiatric information. We don't need to read your bio. Oh, here we go. This is computer use and stress, sleep disturbances, symptoms of depression among young adults. A prospective cohort study. Wow. Thanks, Bingo. B-I-N-G-O, B-I-N-G-O, and Bingo was his name. We have a previously studied prospective association between computer use and mental health symptoms in a selected young population. 20 to 24-year-olds were selected. Baseline, follow-up, exposure variables. Computer use without breaks at night causing lost sleep. Both high and medium computer use compared to low computer use at baseline were associated with sleep disturbances in men at follow-up. You know, it's true. As soon as I started computers back in, seriously started computers, more computer work, I have had limited sleep. Oh my God, Trump is an iVlog? We've got the cameras on. Trump, we's in. Hey, we got Trump, yeah. Donald Trump has made it into the show. He managed to put a mask on. And somebody's drinking. Kid Commander, hey man. I've got quite a crowd over there. Donald, you're looking kind of pasty there. Are you sure you aren't at Mad Dog's mortuary? Thanks for coming in, man. Mad Dog's Mortuary. That sounds like an actual place. Show him in. Let him in. Let him talk. Well, I don't have the $400. That's the point. This isn't my money I'm giving away. Yeah, Mark must be getting depressed too. The dirty deed done dirt cheap has got to come back and haunt him. You know, censoring us had to be a big mistake. I don't think he'll ever realize what a big mistake it was until maybe later. I appreciate with all you do with the after shows. Thanks a lot, 9204. Yeah. We want to run the show into the evening so all of you can hang out. So this was Winter's girlfriend, the lady we talked to. Jazzy. Called herself Candy. Hey there. Oh no, this was not the one we talked to. This was her girlfriend that she broke up with. Yeah, that's what I really don't understand. If this was her girlfriend with an Isabella Rossellini cover on it, and it could have been pretty personal what happened. And I wish we knew the story on this. We just don't know the story. Well, you posted Max Head Trump? What do you mean? You're posting stuff all the time. No, we haven't. We're not going to have any sex in the Oval Office or anywhere in the White House. I've decided that sex will only take place at Camp David. So whenever I go to Camp David, people say, oh yeah, David's having sex. Oh yeah, that's where David has sex. I'm going to be working 18-hour days in the White House every day. We'll have constant meetings with supervisors who are managing growth operations like our homestead renewal plan and our solar rooftop plan and our mobile medical unit plan. We'll have updates with live Skype sessions with people who are in the field working on houses. We'll be bringing in more cowbell whenever possible. We'll have a nonstop cowbell that you can ring at the whitehouse.gov site. I won't be wearing an earpiece because I have a very high IQ and I can respond to questions instantaneously. Hillary, however, she's having some mental problems, possibly blackouts due to the Parkinson's disease. And Donald, I don't know, he says he wants to get his medical report released so that Hillary will release hers, but he's yet to release his medical report and people are thinking, prostate cancer? I don't know, I'm just throwing that out there. I don't think he does have prostate cancer, but where's Donald Trump's medical report? That's what I want to say. So many of you have watched other people on television and think that they're pretty interesting. Well, apparently Chris Hansen is going to be doing a repeat to Dateline NBC. He's coming out with it. Yes. So you can expect him on television again. We were reading your chat log.
The Obama administration said it would not authorize
that
construction on a critical stretch of the Dakota Access Pipeline, handing a significant victory to the Indian tribe fighting the project the same day the group lost a court battle. The administration said construction would halt until it can do more environmental assessments. Agencies will now decide whether they need to reconsider permitting decisions for the pipeline under the National Environmental Policy Act. A federal judge Friday denied the tribe's request to halt construction on the 1,170-mile pipeline. The administration's decision came shortly after that decision.
All right, thank you. It took forever for that to queue up. Look at that. We just look at that. Just look at it. All right, thanks. That took forever. I heard about that, yeah. You look like Chris Hansen, Hooded Menace. I was reading your chat log, and I noticed that you were saying you were 18, and I clearly see you're a 75-year-old male. Are you wearing protection? So that should be good. The Dateline return to TV. I can't wait to see it. As I did a good job. There were a lot of pervs out there. I couldn't get over how many. And now a video about Sandy Hook and Sesame Street. Wow. Barry Soetoro's got something. Interesting. We'll all be darned. Have to take a look at that one big time. It's just getting to be so intense with all the false flaggery that's been happening in the country and the violations of our civil rights. Now, before I leave, I want to leave you with this note. A lot of you have been sitting here patiently wondering, what is this show all about? Well, not only do we want to give everybody who in America who's a U.S. adult $400 a month to stimulate the economy, but we also want to put out sensitivity training for all police officers in the country to prevent the unnecessary death and brutality that is happening in our cities. And because Barack Obama has not led on this issue, I will lead on this issue, and I will make sure that every police officer has a shoot to maim policy as opposed to a shoot to kill policy. And make sure that they have training to deal with family crises. Right now, they're jumping the gun and they're putting people in jail for no reason when they simply have an outburst of anger. I mean, there's no thinking going on by their police force. They're just acting like a bunch of grunts and engaging in sick brutality. And that is only going to create a greater police state. So my goal is to have less street cops, less traffic cops, more cops on the beat, and more detectives. And lots of people will be integrated into the family approach. It's a holistic approach to dealing with the problem. I will be phasing out the TSA, the people at the airport that fondle people. We'll be bringing in plainclothes U.S. military. It'll save our country $7 billion a year. These people are already on staff. They're already ready to go. $7 billion saved from no TSA, and we will be phasing out the CPS organization. Child Protective Services will be replaced by local law enforcement and a modern orphanage system, which is long overdue. There's too many cases of pedophilia in our society and molestations occurring in and among the CPS foster care system. And that's not something to laugh at. That's a serious problem that has to be addressed. And no other presidential candidate is even beginning to talk about it. I'm the guy who doesn't want chemtrails. I don't want GMOs in our diet, not necessarily. Oh, it's going to be the Crime Watch Daily? Okay. This is going to be the new show. I heard Dateline was coming back. Dateline NBC with Chris Hansen. There he is. He's gotten older. All right. So I'm the guy who wants to end war, and tomorrow night is our anti-war rally, and we'll talk about the source of war and how it's connected to banking and how the world bankers want to control areas geopolitically like Syria and Ukraine. And we'll talk about who's behind starting wars and why they keep pushing for them. And the two-party system really is behind war. We're not. So that's another reason to vote third party. All right, thank you. Have a great family hug. Hang in there. We'll be back tomorrow, 5 p.m. City is upset in Miami. The airdrops, Zika virus airdrops of neurotoxins.
The notorious neurotoxin.
It's like war is being declared in Miami Beach right now. People with organic gardens are getting sprayed with pesticides. You know, our country should never have embraced pesticides like we're doing. It's a terrible mistake. And for our president and for Clinton and Donald Trump to support the GMO industry and the pesticides that are being dumped on our planet, you people really have to rethink your vote this year. There's nothing worse than the environment being destroyed. And these two parties, they don't care about the environment. They really don't. Hillary just wants to tax you with cap and trade. They don't really want to fix the problem. I never met Chris Hansen, no. Yeah, he's good. Well, he's had a little bit too many drinks after hours will cause a little puffiness in the face. Dateline DJ Sponheim. I was talking to you in chat with this organization called Perverted Justice. Okay, take care. We'll be bringing you all kinds of fun stuff. But before we start anything, yes, Chris Hansen. We're going to give you a little bit of violence up close and personal. So if you don't like violence and you don't think that there's a problem with a police state growing in the country, or if you do like violence and you do think there's a problem with the police state growing in the country, either way, this is interesting. Rapid information from Rob Hustle, Call the Cops. We'll be back tomorrow. We'll see you then. Have a good evening. Bye-bye.
This is what happens when you call the cock.